All right, ladies and germs, here we are live for the Smith Jr. versus Vlasov fight. I had to make a choice between this and the Jared Ennis card. And I don't know, maybe if this card moves along a little quick, I'll be able to catch that card. Though, if I'm honest, I'm not that interested or invested in what happens in that card. I want to catch the main event. I mean, I do want to see that, but it's almost like I'm a little uninterested and a little unimpressed with Jared. I am a little bit unimpressed with him, if I'm being honest. Guy's got like what 26 professional fights, and that many fights. And this is just me. You can feel free to disagree. I was good. Shout out to Digital Image Creations, one of my favorite Instagram accounts. They make quality stuff over there. But admittedly, I have been a little unimpressed with Jared. But hopefully things will get more interesting from here on out. I do see the ability. It's not that I don't think it's not like I'm writing him off completely. I think he has a high ceiling, very skilled operator. It's just that number, 26 professional fights. That's a very robust resume. You have to consider that this guy is the same age as Teofimo Lopez. He's in that age group. And he has a lot more fights than a Teofimo Lopez, for example. But it's all, I mean, these guys who are these guys? So for me, I've always felt a little bit unimpressed with him. I honestly feel like Virgil Ortiz's quality competition is a lot better. And same age group as Jared, same age group. But he's fought Javier Orozco, Mauricio Herrera, Brad Solomon, Maurice Hooker, Samuel Vargas, who just got stopped by Conor Benn. I'm hoping that maybe Jaron gets the winner of Abel Ramos versus Omar Figueroa. Not sure, but I just don't want to see another Abreu guy after this. I'm confident that he's going to beat Sergey Lipinets. I am. And I don't want to see another Abreu guy after that. I think that he needs to fight a certain caliber of fighter after this fight. This guy, he is a former champion, not a welterweight champion, right? But he is a former champion. So hopefully things get interesting because, like I said, 23 years old, 26 going on 27 professional. Why is Jared Anderson wearing a chef suit, bro? He got the full Chef Boyardee on, B. That's why I like that dude, man. See, now Jared Anderson is a prospect that I'm very much impressed with. That's a prospect from here in the United States I'm really high on. Like that kid. He's sensational, shows a lot of skills. It's busy weekend, man. There's going to be a lot to react to on Sunday, man. In reference to the card that we just saw, promoter Lou DiBella said, "Street fights are fun. These women have left it all in the ring, and I admire the warrior spirit of both ladies. Terrific finish from Courtney. The fight is so well matched that it must be run again. All you can ask from any fighter is 110%. Yeah, I agree with that, man. It was a very good fight. Very good fight. You said they're going to have him fight Mike Dallas? I ain't going to have him fight Mike Dallas, bro. Come on now. That's a light heavyweight, man. Mike Dallas a light heavyweight? No, I got my wires crossed. Yeah, I got my wires crossed, man. I don't know, man. I'm getting old, dog. I'm getting names mixed up. But I really do hope that things just stay interesting for Jared. And you know what the thing is that bothers me is that the guys that you would want him to fight, like your Danny Garcia, for example, they're not going to stay in the welterweight division. Like a part of me feels like Danny's leaving so that he don't have to deal with that guy. A part of me feels that way. Because if Danny stayed as a welterweight, who are you going to fight, bro? You fought Thurman already. You fought Sean already. You fought Errol already, Now, you lost those fights. And the most that you could service as is a litmus test for the up-and-comers. And obviously he doesn't want to become that. Like, if you told me, okay, Jaron Ennis versus Danny Garcia, I would be like, okay, I'll take that fight. Now, you guys give me 1 second. I got to grab this coffee. But yeah, we got who we got? We got Bell and Rojas up here. When cherry picker becomes the cherry, that's yo legit. See that see now that's a comment right there. That's a hot take. When the cherry picker becomes the cherry, yo, I really feel that way because if you think about it, had Danny stayed in the welterweight division, you know, the kind of guys that he would have to fight moving forward is your Jaron Ennis, your Jamal James, your Virgil Ortiz, these kind of guys. Like you don't get to play it safe anymore, bro. Like, yeah, you had the big fights with the bigger names at the weight. You had those fights. You had the Thurman fight, the Porter fight, the Spence fight. You've been there and done that. You obviously don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush or play games with it. You don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. So really, what is there left for you to do? Now he's seeking refuge. He's seeking refuge, I believe, in the junior middleweight division, having no intention of fighting Jermel Charlo or Brian Castano. I believe that what he's doing is biding his time and waiting for belts up there to go vacant because he knows they're very close to crowning an undisputed champion. And he knows that after that's over, the winner of that fight, maybe they move up inside of 2 fights. Maybe they move up in 2022, and he'll be there sitting pretty to pick up a belt that nobody's holding once one becomes available. That's what I see. You don't want to be the food for the gods. You don't want them to feed you to the Jared Ennises of the world. You don't want them to do that. So you're gonna be up there at 154 fighting guys from 140 and 147. That's what he's gonna do, man. That's what he's gonna do. Like it's not like, put it this way. Danny Garcia versus Virgil Ortiz, right? If he were open to a fight like that, that's a fight that does good business. Puerto Rico fans, well, Danny doesn't really have a lot of Puerto Rico fans. But, the Mexican fans and the Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry, shades of that. That's an opportunity that's there, but that's an opportunity that he's not open to. And that goes back to what I always say. If the guy is not open to a title fight with Terrence Crawford, if that doesn't get your juices going, it's clear that, like, yo, you want some other type of stuff. You just want some other stuff. And it really is that simple. I see that certain folks after the Ebony Bridges versus Shannon Courtenay fight, they was throwing shade. I ain't going to say no names, but that low key they was throwing shade. Some, I don't want to say nothing. I want to say something, but I don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? It's wild out here, man. Hey, them girls put on a hell of a show, and that's what I told you guys. Before that fight became a talking point, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just saying, before that fight was really on anybody's radar, I was talking about that fight for a while right here. Like, yo, that'd be a goddamn fight between those two. That'd be a goddamn fight. And there's a lot of fights like that, man. So it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta expand your horizons. There's a lot of good fights to be made. Just get the girls some airtime and the fight will sell itself. Hey, what's goody, Joe Bonda? Virtuoso, what's good? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different things, man. A lot of different things. But I seen some folk on Twitter throwing shade, saying this and that. I like it. I love it. As a boxing fan, I love it because that's what has to happen. That's the natural order that you supposed to want that. You supposed to see them up there doing their thing, and you supposed to want that. Like, nah, I'll beat their ass. That's how that's supposed to go. So I mean, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for the shit talking. I want to say, Conor Ben looked very impressive. I don't want to say too much about those fights because I'm going to talk about those fights in my post-fight recap, the weekend recap, which will be up tomorrow. Yeah, man, it's a good weekend of fights, and I think that this is going to be Joe Smith Jr.'s crowning moment. As I said in my, and I've talked about this fight a lot in the last 12 months. I've talked about this fight a lot because it was always on the radar. It was supposed to be Vlasov versus Umar Salamov. That didn't materialize, whatever reason. It's not important now. And now it's Joe Smith Jr. versus Vlasov. And I maintain that, yeah, Maxim Vlasov is a very big guy. He has fought higher than the light heavyweight division. He's big for the light heavyweight division. And it's because he moved down. I believe it was from cruiserweight. But this is a guy who I believe hasn't fought since November of 2019. And you don't get off the couch to fight somebody like Joe, who's going to maul you and stay on top of you and push you around and make it physical. That's not the comeback fight you want to have if you haven't fought in 12 months. You know, so that already spells disaster for me. I dig it, Jono. I mean, I understand. You know, you want him to call out Avanesian, and I understand your hierarchy of thought. I get it that, well, David Avanesian is coming off a big win. You're coming off a win. You know, why not call him out? I get it. I understand it. I can't hold that against you. Bivol win against Smith. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. I mean, look, low key, quiet is kept. Dmitry Bivol has the best resume in the light heavyweight division. It's Dmitry Bivol, Joe Smith Jr., and yeah, Sergey has a resume, but we know that this dude has one foot out the door. You know, maybe they feed him to Zurdo Ramirez, which I think is a great fight, because Zurdo is like, bro, you haven't fought nobody, so even you and Sergey is a decent fight, at least decent compared to what you've been doing. Fights Tommy Karpensi. He fights that guy down there in the Battle of Rio Grande. I forgot the guy's name. It's like, dog, like you need to fight somebody, bro. Do you really think there's no chance of an? Yeah, I don't see Lipinets doing anything, JD. I've never been impressed with Sergey Lipinets. I have no faith in that guy. None. Kind of been, yeah. The ESPN card is right now. The ESPN Smith Jr. versus Maxim Vlasov. The undercard is on right now on ESPN Plus. I don't even want Zurdo versus Barrera. Like, yo, like I just want, like, yo, I don't know, man. Like, I always say this about Zurdo. When he was the WBO champion at 168, it was a very political division. James DeGale had the IBF, and he was over there with the PBC. George Groves had the WBA, and I believe he was with Solin Promotions. David Benavidez had the WBC. Zurdo had the WBO. And there was certain fights that you just knew, much as you might want them, they ain't gonna happen. Like, who really thought that James DeGale would fight Zurdo? I hoped that David Benavidez would fight Zurdo, because I thought that's an excellent fight. And it looked like for a little while that David was going to go over to Top Rank, and then something happened. He ended up going back to the PBC. So it was like, well, you know, a lot of these fights just ain't going to happen. And some of these guys are strange bedfellows. Like, because they were champions, you could have said, well, why doesn't Zurdo go after fucking George Groves? Why doesn't he go, why doesn't he enter into the World Boxing Super Series? But regardless of how much sense that makes, you knew it's not going to happen. And I think he had an injury at that time, which is why I didn't give him a lot of shit. I remember hearing that he injured his hand, and I remember that around the time, unless I'm mistaken, but around the time that the tournament had started, he either was still getting over the injury or he had just come back from the injury. Bivol's body of, I agree, Jaho. Bivol's body of work. Kovalev, B-Hop, Cleverly, Shabransky, Alvarez, Chamberlain, Pascal, Yardy. Yeah, man. Serious shit, yo. Serious shit, man. Kovalev? Wait a minute. Whose resume are you talking about, dog? Had to take that Joe Smith decision. Oh, you took Joe Smith by way of a decision, Johnny? I got him knocking out Vlasov, man. Like I said, you don't get off the couch to fight somebody like Joe. Joe is the last kind of guy you should fight off a layoff, because he is going to push you around and push your limits. I agree with you, Iron Kong. I agree with that too. Callum Smith, that should have been something that it's like I know that the division was very political, but I also know that Callum Smith is one example of someone that Zerto could have fought. Like, okay, so you can't get Benavidez. Okay, so you can't get James DeGale. What about Callum Smith? What about George Groves? You know, what about those guys? And it was never even a conversation. It was never even like something that like, you know, people are talking about it and asking for it, even in small circles, because everybody knew that shit wasn't going to happen. Isaac Chilemba. Oh, I was about to say battle. I'm like, who resume is this? Like, they got Kovalev and he's. I don't recognize this resume. The Callum Smith, yeah, it was being talked about, Kong. You're right. It was being talked about. They took a picture together, and they had everybody. They for like a split second, they had everybody thinking that like, oh, they working on a fight. They working on a fight because Bob and Eddie was taking pictures together. Callum Smith and Zerto Ramirez was taking pictures together, and you kind of thought that, oh, they might make the fight, and nah, they didn't. They didn't. Now Zerto trying to be a golden boy at 168. It is what it is. Right now, I'm trying to get everybody up on Melissa Odessa, who's my favorite prospect, at her around 118 to 122 pounds. That's my motherfucking. That's my favorite prospect at those weights. I mean, and I'm not, you know, like I'm not trying to knock nobody. It's hard to be honest and respectful at the same time, you know, because I don't want to slight nobody. I thought I got a lot of respect for everybody at that weight. I got a lot of respect for all, you know, the two girls that fought, Shannon, Ebony. They did an amazing job. But I would be lying if I told you that like they safe. They really not safe. Like nah, like it bothers me that somebody like Melissa, for example, that has a lot of fucking talent, a great pedigree, that she don't have a major promoter. And that's what's going on here in America. It's like, yo, somebody need to pick her up. She could talk, she could fight, very marketable, has all the good stuff. But you know, that's what's going on, man. But I'll tell you something, very dangerous fighter. Very dangerous. Conor Ben versus Ray Leonard, Ahmed. Who wins? Connor's very talented, yeah. And more importantly, and I wanted to talk about this just in passing because I don't want to spend too much time on it because I wanted to do a video about it. Connor is in a unique position where he doesn't need a world title to be a marketable fighter because he's exciting. When he fights, people want to watch. And that's important because right now we know the welterweight division is a very political division. It is. And I don't know how much longer it's going to take for that to change. But it's hard for certain guys to get a title shot. It's hard. You know what I mean? So right now, what he can do is keep busy with familiar faces to continue to build his brand. That's what he could do, you know. And he's on a good run. He fought Formella, who fought Sean Porter. He fought Samuel Vargas, who fought Virgil Ortiz, who fought Danny Garcia, who fought Errol Spence Jr. a couple of years ago. So he's doing things right. They're like, okay, well, what I could do right now is fight some familiar gatekeepers and journeymen and people like that so that I could keep getting better as a fighter and developing my brand because it's entertainment after all. The fight has to be good. Like you can have all the skill in the world. If you ain't drawing a crowd, you ain't drawing a crowd. Still a business. Has Hunter signed? That's the rumor, Joe. That's the rumor. I already won that battle. I already won that. I told his ass Vosdick was going to retire his man. I told him that shit. I told him like Vosdick, ooh, you gonna hurt that. Now I ain't trying to be mean or nothing, so don't take it that way. But I told him he's on borrowed time, man. You can only fight the fanfaras of the world, but for so long. Conor Ben looks small to the other 100. Yeah, he is. Compared to them, he is. Compared to them, yeah, he is. I'll tell you what's up though. The Lakers are gonna get smacked by the wrong sport though. Wrong sport, wrong channel, but I dig it. And you know what I'm saying? And we out here, man. I gotta do more interviews though. I really do gotta do more interviews. I'm getting a little lackadaisical, but it's also because there's a lot of good stories that I want to talk about that have been coming out. Plus, I was a little busy this week. I was pissed I didn't get to do no interviews this week, but it is what it is. I'll try to get some interviews in next week, even though I got to do my taxes next week. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Tax man want to take all my bread, control me. Need to move to another country so he can't control me. Really, you predicted that? I had Stevenson winning, but nah, yeah, bro, that prediction is still up. That prediction is still up. All you got to do is go on the search bar. Go on the search bar, type in the relay and them two dots, and then put in weekend picks. Stevenson Vosdick. I knew Vosdick was going. I knew Vosdick was going to finish Adonis, but I was wrong about Vosdick versus Better Beef. I was wrong about that. I thought Vosdick was going to box around Better Beef, maybe win on points, you know what I mean? Or maybe get him the gas, hurt him a little bit round after round, hurt him, break him down, chip away, then stop him. And Artur just was not having it, bro. That dude was he was not having it. Like, nah, bro. Just like I beat your ass in the Emmys, I'm going to beat you up again. But you know, man, you know. I was goody intangible. I'm here for the boxing, bro. Just got I take it, Hakeem. Oh shit. Wilder announcement. Yo, I said that, Joe. I swear to God, I said that. I said that. That I really feel like what Wilder's waiting for is for Joshua versus Fury to get announced so that he can make his announcement. I honestly believe that because that's what he used to do with Anthony Joshua. That's literally what he used to do. He'll wait for some Joshua news to come out there. Yo, I got an announcement. I'm fighting Ortiz again. Yo, I got an announcement. I'm going to fight Gerald Washington. Jules, you see Eddie about the stage 100. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see he signed what is it? Soto, WBO champion. Is what he about to match him against Hayaguchi. I dig it. But that's how you got to do it, bro. And that's why I blame Top Rank for Inouye's current situation. Because if you know that you signed Naoya Inoue and you know that he wants to become an undisputed champion, how you not going to put a bid in for Donaire versus Ubali? If you know that he wants to become undisputed and you know the winner of that fight is going to be the WBC champion, whether Ubali keeps his belt or Donaire takes it from him, if you knew that, why would you not put a bid in for that fight? You're going to let Tom Brown sweep the rug from under you. Now, Inoue don't got nobody to unify with. And you know, the Casemiro fight is going, right? Ubali versus Donaire is still on the PBC side of things. That's going to be a Showtime show, I think. It's going to be on Showtime. Yo, Ring, did you think AJ would be the top guy heavyweight? Yeah, I did. Those videos are still up, Battle. To answer your question, Battle, yeah, I did. And those videos is still up. And those of you that have been with me for years, y'all know that I've been saying this since I was on Facebook, that dude is going to be it. He's going to be it. What I didn't think is that Fury would actually come back from retirement. I didn't see that coming, but I did think that AJ was going to be it. And about, I say maybe 3 years ago, that's when I started feeling like, yo, AJ and Wilder not never gonna fight. And all them videos is up where I was saying it, like, yo, them dudes, I'll give you the play-by-play, I'll give you the why and video after video, but remember, they ain't gonna fight. And I stand by that.
Yeah, as much as funny as it sounds, like I thought Joseph Parker was going to be the next big heavyweight, and I thought Ruiz was going to be too. As funny as that sounds,
No, I mean,
because
look, we take the piss out of Wilder a lot, right? And I understand, let's just be objective. If you felt that way, depending on when, I could see why you felt that way. I could see where you was coming from a little bit, but I just me, it's like I felt like yo, it's gonna sound funny, battle, but I felt like they can't protect this guy from the whole division, and that's exactly what they did for a while. And when he fought
you
Ortiz,
thought you thought they was protecting Wilder.
yeah, I honestly did. That's why I was never impressed with him. Like I was never impressed with him because and I'm not knocking Jaron Boots Ennis, but it's the same thing. It was a similar feeling that like, all right, well, you 23, you're young, but you have 27 fights, and I don't see a Luis Colazo on here. I don't see a David Evanesian. I don't see like you just stepping up now and you got 26 fights. This is going to be your 27th, and I'm thinking like, well, damn, they're moving you a little slow. With Wilder, it was the same thing because when I watched the Stavern fight, I'm like, damn, he got 30-something fights.
Well, the difference
I
is
mean,
Jaron Ennis turned pro in 2016 or 2017, to my recollection.
Say that
Deontay
again,
Wilder.
intangible.
Jaron Ennis turned pro in about 2016 or 2017 when he missed out on the Olympic trials.
Okay,
Deontay
okay.
Wilder turned pro in 2008 after the Olympics, and it took him 7 years before he finally took a title shot or even an adequate step up. And to that point, his best opponents were Audley Harrison.
Yep, yep.
I'd say maybe Calvin
Malik Scott.
Price and Kurtzon Manswell, whereas Jaron Ennis is only 23, 24 years old. He's been a pro for only four or so years, and he's taking a step up now. Obviously, he has a massive quantity of fights for someone who hasn't really fought any legitimate opponents. However, even though he hasn't done such things, he's at least very young, and that's more of a reflection of activity, in my opinion, rather than being protected, because he didn't have a high-profile promoter and didn't receive any great exposure until last year.
Well,
In fact, I was one of the
this.
only people who actually gave him much credit as a top prospect before a lot of people, because of the fact that a lot of his shows were smaller hall shows.
I'm gonna say this, intangible, which is why I don't. How could I put it? I'm not as impressed with him as other people. I admit that much, but I don't give him shit because I have to keep coming back to. Well, he's 23, 26 fights, 27 fights. He's 23. At the same time, I'm split on it because I'm like, well, fucking Teofimo's 23. You know, how old is Kosei Tanaka?
25.
Yeah, he's a 3 division champ. This is what I'm talking about. That I'm like, I'm not trying to give him shit, but I'm just saying that don't tell me that because he's 23 that other things couldn't have happened. I'm not saying he has to challenge for a title at 22 or 23. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that 20-something fights, I don't see a Panamarev. I don't see a Collazo. I just don't see nothing yet. And I'm like, and it's like I said, it's not the end of the world. I'm just hoping that this Lipinets fight, that after this fight, he fights certain guys. Because I'm like, you can't be fighting Abreu's and shit after Lipinets. Like, enough of those kind of guys, all right?
I get it, but, the reason why I don't necessarily discredit him for that is because if you look at guys like Wilfred Benitez and Kosei Tanaka, those guys are anomalies. There's only 2 fighters in the history of boxing who've become 3-division world champions in 12 fights. Wilfred Benitez became a 3-weight world champion at 21, which is absolutely crazy. Tanaka at 23. Those guys are...
Wait a minute, intangible. Well, I'm not setting the bar for what Boots should be doing. It's how can I put it? I'm saying that I'm not asking you to become a champion yet, right? I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying you have to be a 3-division champion like Kosei Tanaka. But what I am saying is you could be fighting someone better. Like that's a lot of fights. 20-something fight, that's a lot of fights. And there are guys your age running around here. There are some that they're doing stuff. You know, like Ryan Garcia. He pisses everybody off. A very punchable face. One of the most punchable in boxing. But he did fight Luke Campbell. And I got to give him that. He did fight Luke Campbell. Teofimo Lopez goes without saying. Richard Comey, Masayoshi Nakatani, Vasil Lomachenko. And he willfully fought these fights. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to do that. He could have played it safe at 35 and then waited till he goes up to 40 to start fighting serious guys. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I want Richard Comey. Well, really, I want Loma, so I got to go through Richard Comey. And if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. He don't got nowhere near 26 fights.
He can fight Devin Haney now.
The difference is he's on top rank.
That's true. And it's sink or swim at top rank, man.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. I fucking love it. That's
maybe.
Now, wait a minute. I got to have a Jared Anderson appreciation moment. This is my favorite American heavyweight prospect, bar fucking none.
Is he about to fight next?
Yep.
Albert Bell just fought. He's okay.
Yeah,
he has it intangible. He has it. The it factor. He's got it.
Very
what y'all watching? Y'all watching the Zone or the Showtime right now?
Not right now. I'm watching ESPN Plus.
Oh, that's what it on. I'm tripping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch on Cajas, bro. I'm not gonna suffer through that shit, bro. I'm not doing that shit.
Dang, I don't have ESPN Plus.
Get that shit, bro. It's only $5. Get that shit. I'm not suffering through on Cajas, bro. Fuck him, cause he's bullshitting. You got a fight coming up with God knows who, whatever, and you want to start talking about Chocolatito? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I know what you're doing. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck Casamento. Fuck y'all both doing that bullshit. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Danny pissing me off, and I talked about this earlier because he know what time it was at 147, and he got the fuck out of Dodge. If he'd have stayed there, yo, bro, you fought Sean, you fought Keith, you fought Errol. It's time for you to fight Jamal James or Jared Ennis. You know what time it is, and he knew what time it was. It's time to get the fuck out of here. That's what that shit was. That's what that shit was, bro.
He was like, I've been all punched up now. It's time for me to get up on out of here.
It's because he has a choice. Yeah, you got a choice. You could go up there to 54 and fight no hopers from 147 at 54. Because if you stay at 47, guys like Jared Ennis, they're going to come after you. They're like, well, what the fuck? And why shouldn't they? You supposed to be somebody. You not, I mean, like, motherfuckers know I don't got time for Danny Garcia. But some people think he's this and that. All right, this some.
He might. Okay, let's say on the off chance. I know you probably don't believe it, right? Even though it's some people that do believe it, and I don't really blame them necessarily. Let's say Mario Barrios beats Tank Davis. You think Danny Garcia gonna fight Mario Barrios? I think that's the type of stuff Danny Garcia pull off.
Listen, man, if you ask it, he fought Ivan Redkach, didn't he?
He did.
And Ivan Redkach used to campaign at 35. He did. Tevin Farmer.
Oh, he was old. Yeah. You're right.
If Tank Davis is to defeat Mario Barrios, who has a greater legacy, he or Sven Otka?
Man.
It's still Sven, bro. Still Sven.
Maybe. He fairly beat Thomas Tate in the rematch, so that should do it for us.
I don't know what's gonna happen to Tank, man. Like that situation with that car accident, that's a bad situation, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That's a bad situation, man.
So explain it like on 5 Ring IQ. Who is the middleweight champion of the world?
Who is who?
The middleweight champion of the world.
Jermaine Taylor.
No, dang it, intangible. I'm talking the ring.
You asked me who's the middleweight champion of the world?
Yeah, I'm talking from a casual fan standpoint. You remember?
Oh, all right, I got you. Well, there's 4 of them. That's if a casual fan ever asked me, all right, who's the middleweight champion? I'd say there's 4 of them. They'd probably ask me, well, why is there 4? Because there's 4 belts, and the goal is to unify them. and I'd leave it at that. That's what I told my wife. I taught my wife how to watch the sport, and that's what I told her. Like, well, it's kind of like a mini tournament, kind of. There's 4 belts. You got 4 opportunities to be a champion, and ideally, the goal is to unify all those belts so that there's only one person holding them all. With that, she understood it. Like, oh, all right, I dig it. That's why it's like, yeah, that's why it's so many fucking belts. You gotta unify them shits. She ain't got time for no Deontay Wilder. I don't got time for no Deontay Wilder. I know that motherfucking shit. That motherfucker held up undisputed 2 times by my count. 2 times.
Which commenter in the comments said something like, we might see a rematch between him and Eric Molina? And that was funny.
Oh,
That was somebody.
Bruh, didn't Eric just get fucked up by Fabio Wardley?
Battle 619. Battle 619.
What, there's 2 battles in here?
I guess so. Battle 619.
got some fans out here, man.
Battles.
What am I, Rey Mysterio?
Battle has a lot. Battle has a following in Nicaragua. He's like Julio Iglesias out there. He can walk in the street.
I wonder what he means by that. 619.
I think that he got the
Is
number.
he trying to say I'm Rey Mysterio?
Stop it.
You come on. Like,
I won money on Kong versus Godzilla. I tried to tell everybody. Godzilla.
oh, wait. Don't spoil me because I don't even know. Like,
Come
I'm going
on,
to be
don't
honest.
tell me that you haven't seen it yet, bro. That shit been up for like 3 weeks.
No, Ring. You got to listen. You got to listen to my standpoint. I know I'm kind of loud. I'm trying to adjust my mic. All right. Now, listen up. I was looking forward to this fight for a little minute, right? Because I never. Okay, let me take it back. I have seen the old one, but it was like when I was like, it was like when I was little. Long story short, it was a long time ago, a very long time ago.
All right.
I was talking with my brother, right? And then he was like, who wins? Godzilla, King Kong? And I was like, King Kong. He was like, why? I was like, opposable thumbs. And he was like, bro, that's so stupid. I'm like, bro, he can have weapons. He can grab a hold of that mouth when he wants to.
I mean, do you really want to know, bro? Or do you want?
No. But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't watch the movie. Right. The reason I didn't watch the movie is because I wanted a good balance of a movie where I can watch the fights and not be bored half the movie by these side characters I care nothing about. And because I heard there was so many side characters, they tried to make a story about it. I got so disinterested in watching it.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you something. I seen the shit, right? And it's like, yeah, like I see why they said that. Like, yeah, it's a lot of little side bullshit that don't nobody give a shit about. But I'm telling you, it's a solid 75 out of 100. Solid 75. Like, yeah, it's good enough that you should watch it. But I do get why they said that. Like, bro, we came here for the monsters, bro. We ain't come here for this shit.
Yeah, like these human characters are so like I don't know if you've seen the last Godzilla, but I was just struggling to like
a little. I saw Skull Island, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is all this human shit, bro? I didn't watch King Kong to be watching this human shit. I want to see him break Tyrannosauruses in half. I don't want to watch these people talking to each other.
Bro, you know what? My day gonna get a whole lot. My mind gonna get a whole lot better when Mortal Kombat comes out because that is gonna be fire.
I don't know, man. I always feel like they dropped the ball on Mortal Kombat. Elvis, what's good? Who fireplaces that?
When Mortal Kombat, I think, bro. Wait a minute. You think they dropped the ball in Mortal Kombat?
Honestly, do yeah. Look, you got to understand, I used to want to be a filmmaker when I was young. That was literally what I wanted to do when I grew up. And
right.
They never do it the way that I want it done. Like Superman, Man of Steel, the Batman, the DC universe. That's literally how I always wanted it done. When it comes to Mortal Kombat, they keep treating it like a video game movie when it's a real story in there, and they keep telling it like they talking to children. It's a real story in there. It's a real movie in there. And you really just got to bring it out. But they don't want to bring it out because they focused on making a movie about a game instead of just making a movie. Make the movie. The premise is dope. What if What if an alien come to your block? He like, yo, battle. You gotta represent Earth, bro. You gotta represent Earth. It's a tournament. If you don't go over there and
Well,
fight, it's a wrap. That by itself is dope because that's the premise for the Kumite. Kind of. Remember the Kumite? Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport.
yeah. Wait, so here's my thing though. Okay, I just want to say this though. Like I kind of okay. I disagree, Reem, because before okay, the first Mortal Kombat came out what 1997 or
Yeah,
1996 something like
that
that.
shit the only good thing about
That
that movie was the music.
yeah. No. I disagree completely. Here's the thing. The story of Mortal Kombat comes down to what at 1997 only one and two. No, I think there's only one made. I think there was only
No, it
one
was
made.
two. There was two. I
Oh, it
think
was
there were
two. Okay, let
three
me take it back.
actually. I know
It,
that there were two. I think there were three actually.
okay, my mistake. My mistake. So the story of Mortal Kombat didn't actually start getting good, and I'd say until what, like Mortal Kombat 9 or X.
It
Like
ain't,
the story was
bro,
the
bro.
story was so unbelievably confusing, and it
Bro.
had so many
It's
plot
like
holes.
this. You gotta. It's like what they did with the fighter and Mickey Ward. It's a movie, so you have to focus on using the parts you could use. You can't fit the Shay Neri shit and the Arturo Gatti shit in the 2 hours. You can't do like nah. You gonna fuck it up. You gotta just focus on what you could use. So they used the Shay Neri shit, even though we know the career defining fight for Mickey Ward was the Gatti fight. But you use what you could use to make a good movie, and that's the point. Remember, you're not making a video game; you're making a movie. So you got to focus on making a movie. And with Mortal Kombat, what they keep doing, which aggravates me, is they keep treating it like it's a movie about a game. Stop doing that. Write a real story.
But
Impose
here's the
on that.
thing, though. Here's the thing, though. I get exactly what you mean. Like, I really do get exactly what you mean because they really need to expand upon storylines when it comes to video game movies. Like the reason video game movies are trash is just because they keep getting trash writers to write it.
That's
But
true.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Like, there wasn't much to expand upon as far as the Mortal Kombat universe, to where it was just a great story waiting to happen. It would have had to been a guy who was just a great writer, and he was going to take what he had and make it into a great story.
Now let
I
me
don't
tell
think
you
Mortal.
something, Battle. Let me tell you something, Battle. The way that you treat a video game movie, which I think, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I just know everything. I ain't saying that. I'm saying that making a movie about a video game is kind of like making mac and cheese. It seems simple, even though it's not, but it's genius in its simplicity. It's pasta and cheese, but you could fuck it up. Now, with a movie that's about a video game, what you have to understand is you already have a synopsis. You already have a blueprint for what's supposed to happen. And all you have to do is go in, take the parts you can use, and leave out the bullshit. And what they do is they try to take all the bullshit and all the good shit and the bad shit and the bullshit and fit it into a movie. That don't work. That's not gonna work. You take what you could use and focus on that. So what is the movie really about? What's the premise of the story? You got defenders from different realms that are fighting for their lives and the lives of their realities in a tournament. And one angle that you could use that I feel that they never really expanded upon is do that the humans don't even motherfucking know what they're getting into. That they about to fight monsters and they don't really even motherfucking know. But don't be corny about the shit. And that's what kills me. They be corny about the shit. Like, don't have the techno music in the back.
But in its essence, in its essence, Mortal Kombat is a very corny game. It was built that way. Like the whole Jax turned into a giant, stomping on people and Riptile
Yeah,
like
but
ripping that shit.
Jax
Like
Jax didn't get there till the second game. You got to focus on what you can use. What if you do, right? What if you do? See, this is one angle that I thought of that I never saw nobody do. What if you do that the people that was looking for Kano inadvertently got in a tournament and they was really only looking for him? And then there's really only one human that knows what's going on. Let that be Liu Kang. Let Liu Kang be the one that's hip and like, yo, I'm here for this. What the fuck are y'all doing here? You know what I mean? And focus on
I
that.
I can tell you why the Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat One works so well, and I'm gonna be completely honest. The best video game movie ever made probably is Mortal Kombat. Me, if you,
Resident
me,
Evil,
if
bro. Resident
No,
Evil.
I think it's still Mortal Kombat. I actually really like Resident Evil, the first one. I hate what glorifying past in the sequels, but the first one is actually good. But here's the thing: what they did so well with Mortal Kombat One is they in a sense told the story from Johnny's perspective, because Johnny is essentially a guy who's okay. Let me put it this way: Johnny is an Earthrealmer. Liu Kang's an Earthrealmer. Nightwolf, yeah, of course, they're all Earthrealmers. Kung Lao, they're Earthrealmers, but they know who the Outworlders are. So when you put it from Johnny's perspective, he's actually like the audience. He's portraying what the audience sees. Like he's out of his element. This,
Bro,
this guy just pulled like a snake out of his arm. Like,
nah, because if you remember, Johnny, you got to remember what it was like to play the game. Troy gonna know about this because Troy was around when the game came out, same as when I was around when the game came out. Johnny was the ain't shit guy. Like you pick Johnny when you want some bullshit. When you want to win, you pick Liu Kang or you pick Sub-Zero or you pick Scorpion. These is the people that you pick. Like these is the fan favorites. So
yeah, because they
you
were
only pick
overpowered.
Johnny. Hold on, you only pick Johnny if you want to punch motherfuckers in the dick. That's the only reason people even used to pick Johnny.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. From a story perspective, it makes sense. I'm not saying that they should have just put Johnny to the forefront. The reason I'm saying that is because they told his perspective from a person in a sense what the audience could relate to. The thing is, if you pick Liu Kang or Kung Lao, they already know who Outwarders are. So a lot of times they're gonna meet very strange people like Scorpion who can shoot. Okay, in the movies they made it. He shoot harpoons from his hands. Okay, just use that for example. They're going to be used to it. They're going to be like, oh, okay, a harpoon. What's new? But Johnny, he's like, what the heck is this? You just brought me to another outer realm. I'm fighting
Listen,
people with four
bro,
arms. Goro.
Johnny has always been. You remember Star Trek, the Next
I didn't see the
Generation?
series. I didn't.
All right,
Oh,
let me fill you in, right? Whenever they would land on the world, right, there would always be an extra. It'll be Jean-Luc Picard and Riker and the psychic broad that had a badass body, and it'll be one other person there, right? Whoever that one other person was, they was there to die. Like they was there so that when the alien get there, they get shot, and then the audience.
like Walking Dead. Like Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's
Her name was
Johnny.
Troy,
Like,
Julius. Troy, you know that.
what you said,
You
Troy?
go ahead. You know her name was Troy. You know you ain't got to be ashamed to say Troy was sexy on Star Trek. Go ahead and say Troy was sexy. Go ahead.
I didn't even put it. Deanna Troy. You're right. Deanna Troy. They had Deanna Troy, Jean-Luc Picard, and Riker land somewhere, and then it'll be one other person with a uniform on. Whoever that person was, you knew, yo, this motherfucker about to get shot, or he about to get eaten, or something gonna happen to him. That's Johnny Cage, bro. Johnny Cage was not the pro tag, and he should never be the pro tag because Johnny Cage, the Mortal Kombat, is the equivalent of Dan in Street Fighter. Like, motherfuckers don't pick Dan. Who the fuck want to play as Dan?
I don't think you get what I'm saying, Ring. Like, here's the thing. It's not that I'm trying to paint it from a perspective that Johnny is more powerful or he's the butt of the joke. Yes, he is the butt of the joke in the video games, but I'm saying if you want to tell a compelling story, put it from a perspective from a guy who doesn't know what the heck the Mortal Kombat universe is, which is Johnny. He doesn't know. The other Earth realmers that we know, like I said, like Nightwolf, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, they know who the Outworlders are. That's what I'm saying. It's better if you put it from a fresh new perspective, so they learn what's Mortal Kombat about through Johnny,
Jared
because he's a
Anderson
new.
fight just started.
Yeah, I just seen he fighting this dude. Looked like Trey LePay. I know that's not
Jeremiah
Trey LePay.
Carpenter. Yeah. This guy's a southpaw. The last southpaw that Anderson fought, who was it? It was Johnny Langston, I believe it was. I think was his toughest opponent thus far. But
Not looking bad right now. He's winning the jabbing contest.
yeah, he should be able to get rid of this guy. He's not too durable. Not the best boxer, really.
I think this is just to get him more experience with a southpaw.
Carpentier has fought some decent fighters, though. He fought Oscar Rivas, and I'm trying to remember the other guy he got stopped by.
He
got
just
stopped
got a
by
clean
Rivas.
fucking jab with his face, bro. Like, them jabs is landing clean, bro. He hit his whole face with the jab.
Hopefully this guy turns in a better performance than Justice Hooney's opponent earlier today. That man looked like a heavyweight Emmanuel Williams, to be fair.
All right, respect. You know what? You two dudes are nerds, man, and I love it. Did
Hey,
you hear
we
me?
we gonna get back to that conversation, Ring. But
No, I
man,
haven't. I
you
haven't
should.
looked at. I feel that the look. I feel that the adequate perspective to do a movie about that particular story. It's only a few perspectives you could use where it's going to work. You either do it as Liu Kang, who knows what's going on. Maybe he bumps into Sonya and Jax and Stryker, and they don't know what the fuck is going on. And he is like the pro tag that's going to explain it to him. Like, look, we got to form a team. Some of us might die along the way because the goal here is we got to win this tournament. If we don't win this tournament, it's a wrap. And you have to make that element of danger and the gravity of the situation. You build upon that in ways that are not immediately obvious. It's not in the dialogue. It's in the filter that you use that the movie is being seen. It's in the
But
music.
here's the thing though. How do you build tension if the main character already knows what he's up against?
Because
It's kind of like a big deal. Like I can
I'm gonna
fight.
tell you how. I'm gonna tell you
That's
how.
where the writers come in. That's where the writers come in.
No. He's making a valid point that if Liu Kang already knows what's going on, then what's the element of surprise? It's not about surprising. It's about putting the audience in a situation where they got to watch this unfold. And Sonya and Jax and Stryker, they don't even know what the fuck is going on. Like if it's me, I'll fuck around, do that. Yo, Stryker dies immediately. Like, yo, this is a real tournament, bro. Motherfuckers is here to fight to the death. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing here. I'm here representing Earth. The fuck is y'all doing here? It's if you create a situation like that where they get hip, like, yo, we gotta fight to the death. What the fuck you mean? We here looking for Kano. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't have come here looking for him. Now you gotta fight. It's a different situation when it's survival horror as opposed to trying to make a kung fu movie and mix it with fiction. Because that's where they keep fucking up at. Stop making video game movies. Tell a story. Tell a good story. It's not that hard, but they keep trying to they keep fucking it up.
You think it should have been a survival horror movie? A survival horror?
Yep.
Really? Like, but with still action in it though, because they're gonna have
With
fight
action,
scenes.
but see, you know this battle. Every action scene is not filmed the same way. What you get in the Bourne Identity, right, is not what you get from fucking a Spider-Man.
Ultimatum. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That in Bourne Identity, which I thought was genius.
It was definitely the best one, probably of the three.
I'm big on the first one and the third one. What I thought was genius about the Bourne Identity, and I think that most people don't notice it, is when he's fighting other Treadstone agents, right? There's no music. There's no action music. There's no techno music in the background. There's none of that. It's a fight, and it feel like a fight. Like, bro, you fighting ain't no music in the background when you duking it out with somebody. And that enhances the gravity of the scene because it's like, yo, Bourne, you not dealing with a cop or a random soldier. This motherfucker nice. How you nice? Like when he was fighting Dash. It wasn't no music in that whole scene, but that scene was like 5 minutes.
Well, that death scene, boy. No. I'm gonna be honest now. The reason don't get me wrong, I love Bourne Ultimatum, right? But that movie didn't age well with me because I hate the shaky cam. I hate feeling nauseated when I'm watching action scenes. Like I can't. That's why I prefer Identity over most of it. Like it was new, it's fresh. It was he didn't know what he was capable of until he started doing. He started whooping people behind and started. What was it? The Mini Cooper chase scene. That Mini Cooper chase scene. That's one of the best car chase scenes I've seen in history. But Ultimatum, it's so nauseating. I can't stand the shaky cam. It's too much.
I don't know. I like the shaky cam because if you going for a certain feel, like Bourne is never supposed to feel like you watching a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. You know what I mean? Like it's never supposed to feel like you're never supposed to see all of the action. If you look at the fight that he had with Dash in the living room, you can't even see the majority of the shit that's going on because it's so obscured. Like they fighting in a dimly lit room, and you can't see it. Like all I seen was he tried to punch him with a textbook, and I'm like, oh shit. He rolled up and
but that's my problem. If I can't tell what's going on in the fight, okay. Have you ever seen Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, like the last one they came out with?
That shit was garbage,
bro. When you have seen it?
I seen it. That shit was horrible.
But when I say let me put it this way. I'm gonna tell a story, right? So me and my brother, we was what was it? Me and my brother, we went out go eat, and he said, "Hey, did you know they put Resident Evil? I never forget. They came out Resident Evil 7." He said, "Do you know they put Resident Evil 7 in Redbox?" I was like, "Oh, yo, for real? You know, I should probably get it." And then we went to Riverside. I'm like, "Nah, I probably shouldn't get it." He's like, "Bro, you sure?" And I never forget, Resident Evil the final chapter came out like during the theaters around the same time. I think it was like January.
Mm.
So I was like, bro, like I watched this whole series, but everybody been telling me it's bad. Like it, I don't think I should watch it. And he was
It's
like, yeah, you're
terrible.
probably right. So I was like, you know what? I've watched all the series. Let me just finish up the series and see what they have to say for themselves as far as the plot. And I was like, here, I gave my brother money. I said, here's $2. Just buy the game from Redbox, and I'll meet you home, and just pick me up so we can play Resident Evil 7 together.
Mm.
I walked into the theater, right? I never forget. I saw the movie. I've never felt so ripped off in my life. Like you know how they say like in movie theaters, like you could only come back and get a refund like after 30 minutes to an hour. I
Yeah,
seen like the whole movie and I never felt so ripped off in my life. I felt like I felt I had the biggest migraine leaving that theater because the movie was shot so awfully. Like the shaky cam is baffling. Like you can't tell
bro.
what the heck is going on.
Resident Evil, right? It's like I'm gonna say Resident Evil 1, best of them, right? Resident Evil 3, decent. Resurrection was decent. Like if it come on
You
Sunday,
talking about extinction?
Extinction. The second shit was hot garbage. The fourth shit was super garbage. And
The
I
fifth
don't know.
was is
They're mostly
it,
bad. I don't.
Like
I
them
don't
bro.
shits,
really.
them shits was like genuinely bad movies. Now,
Awful.
to my point, a fight scene does not have to be Hong Kong all the time, even if it involves martial arts. For example, if you look at The Dark Knight, right? There's a fight scene in there where you can't even see what he's doing. All you see is a black silhouette in a dimly lit freighter punching a bunch of people, but you can't see what's going on. The violence does not have to be gratuitous. It's a storytelling instrument. The violence don't have to be gratuitous. Like if I do a
Right.
Batman movie, if I was to do a Batman movie, for example, you would not see the punches. You would not see him throw the batarang. Everything would be insinuated and implied because that's a part of Batman's story that, like, yo, this dude live in the shadows and shit. He ain't mentally right. So I should not see a Hong Kong type scene with him. No, everything has to be dimly lit and obscure to maintain an air of mystery. If you show everything, and depending on what filter you're using, shout out to the Nolan brothers for using the right filter. They used the
Right.
filter. They
No
did.
Christopher
They used
Nolan.
the filter where it looks like it's nighttime all the time, and you don't notice it, unless you familiar with certain shit. But it's like, yo, it look like it's nighttime everywhere he go. Even if it's daytime, it still feel like it's nighttime. It's
I say
brown.
the best. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say the best fight scenes for me. I know like you said, you just explained that you're not really a fan of these scenes, but I say the Dark Knight Rises because they actually just let the scene run. Like when you see like Batman. Okay, I I hate fight scenes where two guys are going at it and it looks like nobody is getting hit and everybody is just hitting each other's arms and their gloves and it like Star Wars what's the third Star Wars the prequel Phantom Menace. Which one is that? I hate
Yeah,
fight scenes where two guys are clearly going at it and none of them really getting hit. Right? When you see
yeah,
Bane and Batman fighting, you actually see both of them huffing and puffing, like they're throwing punches. And Batman, he's like I'm getting beat up, but I can't stop fighting. So like we gotta keep going. Like this, like I'm not going back down just because you knocked me down. So I gotta keep going.
I
I
like
never
that.
cared.
Go ahead,
I'm
Troy.
sorry.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Troy.
was I was gonna say I never cared for the fight scenes in Batman. It just looked like two actors that were acting like they could fight, but I like the dialogue.
I thank you, Troy.
Hmm.
Maybe it's because I'm not young. I never cared for none of the fight scenes and none of the Batmans. I'm gonna go as far as saying I like Ben Affleck's fight scenes more than than Christian
Oh,
Bale's?
oh,
Yes,
oh.
yes, yes.
Hey,
He
bro,
was
bro,
the best one.
I'm gonna say this, bro. Whoever directed that warehouse action scene when Batman goes crazy on these goons when he's capturing Martha,
Yeah.
bro, I gotta give you a round of applause. That was
That's Zack
balls
Snyder,
to the
bro. That was Zack
wall.
Snyder. That was Zack Snyder that did
I
that.
mean, now hold up now. I've seen Zack Snyder do action scenes, and his action scenes are amazing. Don't get me wrong. I've seen 300 a crazy amount of times, right? But I think I think somebody told me that they actually hired somebody to do some of the action scenes, right? Don't get me wrong. Zack Snyder is very impressive with action scenes, but I don't know if he was that impressive. That I think somebody helped him. That
No,
was
no.
very
I'm gonna tell you what. Whoever did the fight scene, right? And I don't doubt that they called somebody in to help him. But what I'm saying is, it's still part of his overall vision. For example,
right.
the Batman that you get in that movie is an over the top Batman that lives among superheroes. So you can't treat that like it's a Batman movie. Remember, this dude run with the quote unquote gods and all of that. Basically, you running with superpowered aliens and all that shit. So the way you have to do a movie like that is he has to be over the top, and you have to see it like, well, he flies and she's super strong, and this dude live under the water. The fuck do you do? I kick ass. All right, all right. But if it's just a Batman movie, if I was doing a Batman movie and I wanted to use the violence as a storytelling tool, you don't see the punches. Nah, everything is obscured. Everything, you wouldn't see none of it. It would all be implied. V for Vendetta is the perfect example. That's a movie that probably has 2 fight scenes, the max. When he saves her in the shit, and then the ending fight scene before he get lit the fuck up. And you would
I
think
like
I love that movie. And you would
I
think
like
from the trailer that it's an action movie. But no, it's not an action movie. The main thing that made that movie a great movie was the storytelling. Because it's got elements of action in it, but no, it's not an action movie. It's a story. And
Right. I know
too
exactly
many
what you mean.
Yeah, but
times.
the
It's
English are known for that, Julius. Because if you look at how they do things, right, the English
Mhm.
is really never about the star. It's about the story. Because Doctor Who's been on since I was 9 years old and way before that, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
And it's
that's
never
a
about
very
one
old show.
character. It's about the story, right?
Mhm.
Whereas over here, like in the States, it is about the star and the big explosions and all that, and the story is secondary.
That's
So you
true.
see, yeah.
That's true.
So
That's pretty
You
much.
can balance it out. I really want to see more action movies that focus more on the story. Like, I know a lot of people don't really like this opinion, but I really don't like the direction they went with John Wick because it got so unbelievably over the top. So I was just like, this is just weird. Don't get me wrong, the action scenes are amazing,
No,
but
no,
John
I
Wick
know
one,
exactly. I know exactly what you mean, Battle, and it's because, like, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, it happened to Rocky, and I love Rocky to this day. Don't get me wrong.
right.
I love Rocky. Like, I love all the Rocky movies, but there's a difference between what you get in Rocky 1 and Rocky 2, and what you get in Rocky 3 and Rocky 4. It's kind of like Die Hard. Die Hard went from being a regular Joe that's dealing with a situation, and yes, it's an
Right.
extraordinary situation, but it's not wow. And to being a dude that's like, bro, like the fuck, like you fighting Harrier jets with Mack trucks, like what the fuck, like
No,
where's
no, no. Hold up, now, Ring. I actually do like Live Free, Die Hard, but when it comes
no,
to
it's
Die Hard
no.
with a
I'm not saying.
Vengeance,
Wait, let me finish. I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm saying that the direction of the film changed. For example, Rocky 1 and Rocky 2, those are films. Rocky 3 is an action movie. That's an action movie, bro. That is an
you
action movie.
right.
Rocky
You right.
4, Rocky 4 is an action movie. Like it's
Hmm.
action, bro. That's the selling point of the movie. When Rocky 4, I remember when I was young, right? And Channel 11 had just bought the rights to Rocky 4. I was young, I had never seen it before, but I heard about it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, I wanted to see it because of the action. That was it. It wasn't until I
Hmm.
got older that I appreciated Rocky 2 as a film. They're like, yo, this is some real drama shit right here. Like, yo, his wife is
Hmm.
pregnant. He got fired from his job. He only know how to do one thing. He spent most of his adolescent years being a motherfucking muscle for a grifter. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it was
Right,
real
right, right,
drama
right.
in there. It was real dramatic elements in there. Rocky 3,
That's what Creed. That's what Creed captured. Even though I never forget when I first heard that movie was coming out, I was like, but why is this like what type of joke is this? I was like, we
no,
don't need another Rocky.
Creed 1,
Creed
Creed
actually
1 was good. Creed 1
it
was
was
good.
very good. It
Creed
actually
2
focused
needed
on the
another half
drama.
hour. Creed 2 needed another half hour because I
They
like what
actually
they
did
did.
Creed 2 very good though, because you actually sympathize with the Drago's son. Like who would have thought that they would have made that?
But that's why it needed another half hour, bro. That movie wrapped itself up too neat. I felt that give it another half hour so you really, really feel what Adonis is going through. They're like, damn, I got my ass beat. I don't know if I could beat this dude, bro. And what fucking division was they in? Because I'm like, bro, what division is this, bro? Because this dude is
Okay, I
heavyweight.
think they're
I
supposed
got
to
a
be showing
question
that
for
it's
y'all.
175, but but Drago's son looks much bigger than 175, so they had to kind
He's
of
not.
play it off that
No.
he's
Yeah, he
not
was too big for
175.
that. I got a
He was a
question for
visitor.
y'all. You know, which fight would y'all like to see turned in? Which real life boxing match would you like to see turned into a movie? I would say Ward versus Gotti, and
He had an
in a
opportunity to messed up.
Isn't
huh?
that already a movie? Isn't it already a movie?
No.
Is it?
It's already a movie,
No.
but they didn't
Yeah,
do the last.
Mickey Ward.
They just
I think Mark
Mickey Ward
Wahlberg
Life
plays
No,
Mickey
Story
no.
is
Ward.
a
They
movie.
did a movie. Hold
Mickey
on. They did the
Yeah,
movie. They
the
did the
fighters.
movie. They did the movie for Mickey Ward, and the
with
climax
Mark
is Shay
Wahlberg.
Neary. It's the
Oh, never
climax.
mind.
Hold on. The climax of the movie is the Shay Neary fight, not the Gaddy fight.
Nah, it ain't Gaddy.
It ain't Gaddy. So yeah, I would say if I wanted to do a movie about a fight, and y'all gonna think I'm a cornball, but I'm telling you, like if it was me, man, oh man, could I make a movie out of that shit?
Go
It's
ahead.
Jessica McCaskill, Cecilia Brækhus. And I would have to make Cecilia like a villain. I would have to take creative liberties with the shit, but they did it with Max Baer, so I could do. I got ideas that I would use for that. They're like, yeah, I could turn this into a movie. I could definitely turn this into a movie. Another one is the guy that's on the screen right now, Joe Smith Jr. You
That's a
could make
movie. That's a movie.
that's a movie,
That's already
bro.
a movie playing out.
That's a movie. And I would tell you who could play that too. I think I just saw the cat. Ben Affleck, if he was younger, that would be his part right there. If he was
Yeah.
younger, that would be Ben Affleck's part. Because the dude is from Boston, right? Or where's he from,
Nah,
Julius?
he from Long
Long
Island. He
Island.
from Long Island, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Long Island.
Okay.
I still never seen Raging Bull, y'all. Don't kill me.
Nah,
Hey,
I need to
hey,
see
hey,
Raging.
Raging Bull is
go
overrated.
check out a movie called, Streets of Fire. It's one of Wesley Snipes' first movies where he plays a street fighter that was turned into a boxer by an ex-German or Russian Golden Gloves champion. It's
All
called
That
right.
sounds
Street.
a lot.
No,
That
no,
sounds a
no,
lot
no,
like
no. I'm sorry.
Undisputed.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. It's called Streets of Gold.
Streets of
Streets
Gold.
of Fire is a rock fable, but it's called Streets of Fire.
All right. All right.
I can't believe that all y'all boxing cats ain't see that, man. Dang.
Nah, man. Look. My favorite boxing movie, and I think most people will agree, is Cinderella Man. That's one of my top favorites, man.
I don't think I've
Cinderella
seen
is
that one either.
Nah.
I don't think I've seen that
You
one
I
should
know
either.
the true story behind that. That's why I can't like that, Julius. I know the true story.
I'm just
Right.
saying, bro. That movie as a film,
Yeah.
as a film, it's powerful.
I know Braddock's story. I haven't seen the film yet though, but I have a pretty good idea on him already. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I should probably watch it because of the fact that it was a very good film. But I got the info I need. But yeah, I'm not really big on watching movies, to be completely honest.
No?
What
I have a
what did
really
you
low
guys think
attention
about?
span.
What did you guys think about Hands of Stone?
It could have been better.
Yeah, a lot
Yes,
better.
yeah.
It could have
Yeah,
been
I think it
better.
was all right. I think it was all right because it captured some of his pain and some of his truth, but I think it was all right because I watched it twice on my tablet and all that. I think it was all right. But I tell you which movie I want to see. I, I want to see the Mike McCullough movie, even if I got to do that myself. And since you said
there's a
you
Mike
into
McCallum
movies,
movie out.
I mean,
no.
no. If we're gonna be honest, and I think it's gonna click for everybody when I say it, Joe
Mhm.
Frazier deserves a movie.
Hell yes.
Oh,
Hell
definitely,
yes.
definitely.
Frazier.
Focus on him, the
Ali's the
fighter, and
perfect
father,
villain.
and the man.
The
Yes,
middle
yes,
and the
yes.
middle and what you got to try to work out, which I think would be difficult, which is why I would probably, if I wanted to make a movie like that, the runtime would probably be 2.5 hours to 3. You got a part of it has to be him becoming a world champion, right? That's a part of it. That's the middle, and then you have to try to fit in how nobody viewed him as a champion because Muhammad Ali was exiled, and that's the climax of the movie that Joe wins. It's hard to do a movie about Joe where Ali is opposite the pro is not the pro tag because it's Ali, bro. He's beloved.
Hmm.
Like it's hard to work it out
Yeah,
where you gonna do that.
I know someone who deserves a movie.
He,
The man who deserves a movie, Carlos Monzon. I know he has a documentary on Netflix, and I'm gonna check that out at some point. But he deserves a movie.
I mean,
here's my thing, right? If you're gonna portray, let's put it this way, right? Let's say you're gonna look at somebody and
You have an
they
echo
are
battle,
not.
Chad.
now
You
what?
got
Wait,
an
wait,
I'm
echo.
wait,
sorry,
Dad.
what?
What you think about this one? What you think about that one?
Wilder the musical? Oh wow! But here's my thing, though.
Yes, yes,
Bomb
yeah, definitely.
squad, bomb squad. Like he sings it in the forest and shit, and the rain starts to come down. It's like,
But listen to
Hell
this
yeah,
though.
that's what we need. Okay.
Listen to this though. Here's my thing. I think if you're gonna have a protagonist, right, and they are, let's just say an a-hole. I think there are very few people that can pull off an a-hole protagonist to where people still like them and actually have it be good. I think Martin Scorsese is a genius as it. Like you ain't gonna find too many people that can do it like Martin Scorsese or I'd say Quentin Tarantino. So I
yeah,
think those will probably be the only two people that can pull it off because that's all Martin Scorsese writes is protagonists that are a-holes.
that's true.
So it's very, very, very hard to do. Like it's very people who can pull it off.
I mean, what I would do, right? The way you tell a story about Joe Frazier is you got to insinuate and imply Muhammad without giving him too much screen time. Because remember, the audience knows who Muhammad Ali is, and there's a good chance that they fucking like him. You have to put the story in the eyes of Joe and make the people feel Joe, like how he had to walk all them miles to train because the equipment wasn't available. This is the shit that you got to walk them through to do this movie. Forget about Muhammad and don't give him too much screen time because then they're gonna remember, hey, I like Ali. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest. If you're gonna try to do a movie about which is a tall ask, you got to try to make them forget about Muhammad and or at minimum make Muhammad Joe's enemy in a way in a storytelling, and that's very fucking difficult. Like it's
No.
Ali, bro.
You know what,
Like I
Julius?
said, like
Hey, Julius. You know what? I actually agree with you 100%. But this is what you do, right? You focus more on Frazier the man, and you make him the everyday common man, and the blue collar man, and as he comes up, and you use Ali, you keep him in the background of what Frazier is going up against
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But you never make him any bigger than Frazier. You just say, well, this is what he's going up against, but you make Frazier struggle the story, and then you talk about him as coming from South Carolina, and he had to bale hay and work on the farm. You talk about him as a father, and you talk about what he took to get here. To get there, because he was legally blind in one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
that's the whole story. But you keep Ali in the background, but never make him the main focus. You make Frazier struggle the main focus, and then at the climax, it's like he finally gets to where he is, and now he's fighting the one thing that he's always wanted to fight. Boom, and that's the movie. We need to get together, man.
I was
You don't need to get a
having a
movie.
This the problem with that, Troy. That's the problem with that. When people remember, okay, well, what was the big thing about Joe and Ali? That there were people out there that didn't view Joe as the real champion because they knew Ali was exiled. And then the audience that's watching this film that perhaps does not know this or becomes aware of it throughout the movie, like, damn, Ali was exiled for fighting for his beliefs. It's hard to tell that story, right? without rooting for Ali. Like
no, that's why you keep him in the background. He's mentioned, and then he's just mentioned at like key points, and then it's back to the main thing, which is Joe and his life and his struggle. I don't know if you saw the movie. I don't know if you saw the movies on Prime Video. You know, One Night in Miami. That's the.
I still haven't seen it. I have to watch it. I have to watch it.
Right. Because if you watch the character in there of like
Jim Brown,
no. Malcolm X's character is actually made to be more sensitive and human, than the man we've always read about. He seems more human and more subtle. That he could get slapped by Ali, and then he doesn't retaliate. And Jim Brown could pump, could pump the fruit of Islam. So stuff like that you pick up on, and you make Ali like the subtle thing, where you make Joe bright lights and the whole story, but you keep the subtlety of Ali in there. It can be done, man. It can be done.
Here's an idea. Don't address Ali by name. Just say you're not the real champ, and they'd be like, of course I'm the real champ.
You can't do that.
You can't do that because in order for Joe's story, right, to make you get up and cheer, let me put it this way: when I used to write, right, if I used to do a story, and I used to do this a lot when I was young, right, I got to know the beginning, the middle, and the end. I got to know what is this all for. So Joe's triumphant moment is winning that first fight. It's all about that first fight. That I'm the real champion, and I proved it. Like they was hounding me with your name, and I didn't do nothing, bro. Your situation ain't like that's your situation. It's not my fault that happened. I'm a champion, but they don't view me as a real champion until I fight you. What makes that story so hard to tell is you have two very high quality human beings that have different stories. You can't not get wrapped up in Ali's story because he's a larger than life character that Joe had to beat. He had to beat this dude, bro.
You seen Seven, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know how they constantly keep referencing like, oh, I hate this city. Oh, why did you move here? But they never actually tell you what city they're in or like what state they're in. Like I think that could be the same thing with Ali. I think as soon as you keep mentioning Ali, it's automatically going to put people's minds like, oh, okay, this is an Ali movie. Like it's going to. I think it's going to end up not really people really empathizing with Joe Frazier because they're going to be thinking about Ali, and if you mention his name, it's going to be hard to stop because you mentioned his name, as you already know who Ali is.
It's going to take a hell of a. You got to come at that story from an angle that is a very unorthodox storytelling angle. Like I got half a mind to where like, we don't hear this man's name the whole movie. We keep implying that Joe Frazier is being, that they hounded him with somebody's name, but we don't actually hear the dude's name. It's just, how do you do that for 2.5 hours? How do you ignore, who he fought? He fought Ali. That's what they talking about. How do you do that?
They had a bunch of other names for Ali that they used at the time. They said Draft Dodger. They said the Louisville Lip, and they said it's some Muslims that be like, oh, the Awakened and stuff like that. So I mean, like I think they can address them by like other surnames. Wait, am I using that right? Surname? Nicknames.
Surnames.
Yeah, address them by other like nicknames, but they wouldn't use his name when it's the climax. No, I'm taking it back. Use his name at the third act of the film. Let's put it that way. I think that would be better because
now I realize why we haven't seen that movie from a storytelling standpoint. It's too difficult, man.
Listen, y'all. I tell you who could write that story. Whoever wrote the Antoine Fisher movie could write the story of Joe Frazier, because even though Denzel was the big star, we all forgot about Denzel, and it was all about Antoine Fisher and his struggle, right?
Yeah.
And Denzel's presence was right there throughout the movie, wasn't it?
But it's different. It's different. It's different with that story because
it's fiction. Well,
in order for you to get the audience right to realize the gravity of the situation, in order for you to get the audience that if the climax of the movie is Joe Frazier legitimizing himself as a champion against a larger than life character, right? You have to accentuate that he's fighting a larger than life character. You have to do that. Otherwise, the fight don't mean nothing. The fight
That's
won't
what the
mean.
subtlety part of it is, Julius, that I told you about. Because Ali's name doesn't need any hype. You just need to mention him at key points, and that's the subtlety of it. But the story needs to remain Joe Frazier and what it took to get to Ali. And I'm telling you, that's how you would write that story. In a sense, you make Ali the backdrop, and you make Frazier, I guess, what the actual the main purpose, the main character of his own story. Ali's just the backdrop, even though that's what he needs to. That's the climax of the whole movie. But you make him the backdrop, something that the fans will keep in the back of their head, but they'll be focusing on the main story, which is Frazier. It's possible, man. I'm telling you, we can put our heads together, and then we could do it. And then trust me, after that, I tell you who we call to help us out. We call the master, Bill Duke. We call Bill Duke.
I'll tell you right now. All I need is a case of Coronas, a little bit of weed. I can figure out how to do that movie.
No. Hey, man. I believe you, but I still want the master right there to help me out, man. I want Bill Duke, man. That dude is the master, man.
Do you like Girl Fight, Ring IQ?
No, I think it was a. That's another thing, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a story, right? It's a quick story. When I was a child, it's quick story. When I was a child, my sisters knew how to draw, but I only knew how to draw certain shit. So they taught me how to draw girls, and when I finally learned how to draw girls, it was like having a new toy, because that's how it is when you draw. Like when you finally figure out how to do something, you get to do what you want to do with it. You get to write the stories how you want to write them, make the characters how you want to make them. So when I finally learned, it took off. And what I noticed about cinema in America is whenever you have a strong female protagonist, they always want to emphasize that it's a female. Don't do that. You fucking it up. They did it with Wonder Woman 1984, which fucked up the movie for me, because I'm like, yo, why y'all keep accentuating that? Tell the story. It's the story that brought people here. When she came in Batman versus Superman, right? It was dope because she came in and it was sudden, like, oh shit, she about to fight, and you just wanted to see her fight. You know what I mean? It wasn't overdone, for lack of a better word. It's like when you making a beat, you don't want to overproduce it. You're doing too much. Just the act of the character being there sells the scene. Wonder Woman 1984, and even the first movie, it was dope in the beginning when she helped the soldiers out and she saved their ass. But then it got stupid towards the end. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, the movie just went from an 8 to a 5. What the fuck did y'all do?
Yeah. Oh, wait. You said the first one or the second one?
This is the first one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the first one, it dropped the ball on that Ares fight completely. I think there's a big problem with a lot of studios try to do superhero movies. For one, they keep making the villains gray, which is a very stupid choice, because they keep making backgrounds the way you can't tell the villains out from the background. And Ares in the comics is light blue, so why didn't you just make him light blue so he can stand out from Wonder Woman's costume? Not only that, I'm just saying that's part of the problem, but I'm just saying that's one.
It's that, but they overemphasize the relationship with the pilot, and you taking her away from what makes her great, and as a character, you see what I'm saying? And you using very familiar themes that to me seem like a cop-out. Wonder Woman don't need to be pining over anybody, man. She don't need to be worried about Dan the pilot or whatever the fuck his name was. Like, you fucking it up doing that. The point of it is,
the problem with the only thing was, I didn't have a problem with that until I seen Wonder Woman 1984. They did the same thing. They brought him back only to be like, yeah. If they didn't bring him back, I would have been okay with it.
I gotta ask, how the fuck did they bring him back?
Okay, so basically, she made a wish. Did you want me to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it? I don't know if the people
spill it. The movie been out for a couple of months. If you ain't seen it yet, that's your fucking fault. Spill it.
Okay, spoilers, guys. Click out the video. So they have this wish stone type thing where she says she's she wants to be able to see him again, like Steve. What's his name? Steve or
Steve,
something?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Steve.
Steve Rogers or
That's,
something, or whatever.
he says Steve Rogers. That's Captain America, bro.
Okay, my bad, my bad. Steve, whatever. But Chris Pines, whatever. So basically, she said she wished to see him again, and what they do is very stupid. I don't know why they did it. Instead of just bringing him back, they made him capture the body. Okay, basically, he takes over the body of a random civilian, and that's how he comes back because she wished it with the wish stone.
Mm. That's a stupid fucking premise, man.
Bro,
You want to know why a lot of people was mad with the movie? They said that Wonder Woman technically raped the guy because he was against his will, and she had. You never noticed that?
Man, he wasn't complaining, man. Cal Gadot is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, but he.
I'm just saying, like, come on now. Like, if you want to sell reality, you think that dude was really mad? You think he was mad? Like, nah, bro. Come on now. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. I'm gonna say this much. What I didn't like about Girl Fight, right, is that it's almost like they want you to feel bad for the character or some shit. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's kitschy. It's kitschy, sort of. Like, stop being campy with the shit, all right? Do a real story, like, oh, she got to fight her boyfriend. Am I supposed to care? But the only thing I'm thinking is, yo, if she whoops his ass, he ain't shit. Like, you ain't gonna make it, bro. If she whoops, because remember, that was the premise. That was what it was building towards. That they had to fight each other, and she beat him. And I'm like, come on now, like the fuck. And that shit, man, she'll be like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of weird to me. Remember, she beat him at the end. I think the best movie I've seen that involved a female pro tag that had boxing elements was $1 Million Baby. That was the best one I seen.
Which movie you talking about, Ring?
The one with Clint Eastwood and Hilary Swank.
You talking about $1 Million Baby?
Yeah, man. Clint Eastwood.
Man, that movie. Ugh, I couldn't. Man,
Yo, bro, I won't watch that shit because of how sad it made me.
It's not even that. It's the movie was okay. It started. Give me a second.
That was a good movie. Lucia Riker was in that movie. She the one that put her in that motherfucking. She the one that made her paraplegic in that shit. I hated Lucia Riker for that shit. Then I looked up her record. I'm like, damn, she's a real motherfucker. Shit, man, storytelling is very tricky, man. It's a very tricky. It's an art to that shit.
Okay. So what do you? Okay, so me personally, I think there's another video game movie that's up there, and a lot of people hate me for it. It's actually my favorite movie of all time. You're gonna laugh at me.
What is it?
Doom.
Doom? That shit was awful.
What? Man, I can't agree, man. Like I think Doom was it's a C movie. I don't think it's near as bad as people say.
You talking about The Rock and Carl Urban? That shit.
Carl Urban, yes.
That shit was awful, bro.
Okay, why was it awful? Tell me why.
It's just poorly done. It's like you don't get a sense of. I watched it 2 times. I've seen it 2 times my whole life.
No interest.
And I just never got the sense of what is the point of all of this? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, that's how I felt the whole movie. Like, what the fuck is the point of all of this?
Man, like for me, bro, like, for me, here's the thing, right? Now, I can respect the people who hate it because, like, here's the thing, right? I know there's a lot of people who hate it because they didn't capture the elements in the video games that it's based in hell. And they tried to kind of make it like facility, like aliens. Like, I know a lot of people, they say they kind of copied off Predator with the whole the Mac, the handle ID, and you know how they tried to do it. And for me, it's a C. I'd say a C+ action movie. I think it's really, man, like people crap on that movie for like a lot of reasons, but it's not near as bad. Like it's not like the pacing is super slow.
Bro. Doom as a game, right? Just as a game, and I know you're not going to agree with this, but even the premise for the game is stupid. All right, you're in hell. Why does this look like a fucking warehouse? This is hell, right? Why the fuck it look like you in a factory? That don't make no fucking sense. If you in hell, why the fuck is there grates on the floor? Like, what the fuck? Like, what hell is this? Is this Lowe's hell?
No.
Home Depot hell? Like, what?
It's wacky. Don't get me wrong. It's wacky, but it's super fun because you're
As
killing a
a
whole bunch of.
as a game, it's fun. As a movie, it'll never work. You have to look. I watched Us, right, and I was talking about Us with my wife, and I'm like,
Jordan
look,
Peele movie.
Yep. And I was like, see, I like the premise of Us, and I like a lot of elements of Us. But what I
The
can't
execution
reconcile,
was bad.
hold on, what I can't reconcile is how you have what are thousands of people living underground. They got clothes. Where the fuck did they get the clothes from?
Yes, thank you.
That don't
Okay.
make sense. Like,
I'm gonna like. I was okay. So this YouTuber I watch, right? He made a video titled "Top 10 Videos Everyone Loves But I Hate," and I already know what movies I already know a decent amount of movies I'm going to put on there, right? Venom is definitely on that list,
yeah,
but
Venom is
so there's one movie that I saw and it got crazy good reviews, right? I'll never forget. Us was so unbelievably stupid to me because the plot didn't make any sense to me. Like okay, we're supposed to believe that this somehow throughout. Okay, here's the problem with Jordan Peele. He made it to the point where it was so much subtlety in the first act of the film of who the tethered were that he almost made it sound like it was supernatural, which was
exactly.
good because it was a good thing. It was a good thing you did that because you don't have to try to explain as much of how they're connected to these actual
Now,
people.
I'm gonna
But
tell you
when
something.
you
Now, let me just add this. If it was supernatural, it would have worked. But the way that
exactly
where they went with it, it's like, bro, this don't make sense. If these people have been down here living their whole lives as the doppelgangers of people that's up, right? Who the fuck is putting clothes on these people? Where are they getting
not
clothes from? Where
not
they
not,
getting
not only
clothes
that,
from?
not only that, the fact of the matter, if the girl was actually the real girl this whole time, then why did she leave? It's super accessible. All she had to do was
I swear to God, I just asked my wife that. I'm like, look, she's not one of the Teva, so she should not even be under control. That don't make sense. She's the real original girl, right? She's from above. It don't make sense that she would be stuck down there. All she got to do is go upstairs. That's it.
and,
You
and
can't.
and not only that, but the fact of the matter is, if they're actually connected and they're having babies, like how does that even work? Like
That
you, when
shit
you
don't
when you
make.
have a baby, like do you reproduce asexually? Like
That's
I'm
what I'm.
not.
Yo, I swear to God, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I didn't want to like. There was parts of it that I liked. I'm like, well, it's kind of a cool premise, but there's so much about it that doesn't work. Like, bro, what y'all was just fucking down here and giving birth down here, and ain't nothing down here. Like the whole shit looked like
No sterile gloves. No, it's eating rabbits. Eating rabbits. You
I
know how
don't
dangerous
understand
that
that
is.
shit.
It sounds like a movie about a Stockholm syndrome.
It's well, that's supposed to be.
Ugh.
Not for nothing, Troy. That's kind of like what they tried to do. That like the tethered, they don't have a choice but to do what the people above is doing. They don't have a choice. But you can't make that make sense because they basically living in a basement. How you gonna fit that many people in a basement? Who the fuck
and
built this?
and and on top of okay, then and be honest, right? What's the name? Us has a lot of plot holes. We're supposed to believe that a group of scientists made a whole bunch of clones and just left them down there.
That
Like,
don't
for why? Why would you do that? Why under a fair?
that don't exact. It's like the whole. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what happened with Us? I'm gonna tell you what happened, and it's the same thing that used to happen with Stephen King movies. Who I love Stephen King, but I think he's a little bit overrated. The problem with Stephen King was he made movies about his dreams, and when you make movies about dreams or you try to tell stories that are based on dreams, there's gonna be plot holes, big plot holes. There were always big plot holes with his shit. Like I like Tommy Knockers. But that shit, like, really, y'all
Tommy knockers knocking at the door.
I like the Tommy knockers, but it's like, bro, like, really, like, so they're caught in like a time loop in the Aurora Borealis, and the past is getting eaten up by these big meatballs. This is your story? Were you high when you wrote this? Were you high?
There you go. You just answered your own question.
You remember we was just talking about Resident Evil earlier, right? Now, Ring, think of a movie that has think of a franchise that is littered with plot holes.
I want to say it's not riddled with plot holes, but I really think that it got away from the source material and what it was intended to be, and now it's just some dumb shit. And I'm gonna say it. I know a lot of people like it, but I don't. And that's the Fast and the Furious.
I know what you mean, but I'm trying to find a series that's like littered with plot holes. Okay, put it this way: Highlander has a crazy amount of plot holes.
Yes, and I love
Star Wars.
That's facts. That's facts.
Star Wars has a crazy amount of plot holes.
I'm gonna tell
Transformers.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is my understanding of Highlander. Damn, we ain't even talking about boxing no more, but we'll get to the boxing. My problem with Highlander is, okay, the story is they come from a planet, a feudal planet that was about to be destroyed, and they landed on Earth. That's my understanding. And they must have got here a long fucking time ago, because Duncan MacLeod is old as shit. He been here for years. What don't make sense is, if these are aliens and shit like that, right? What were they born on Earth, or did they come here as fully grown men? Because I don't understand it. Duncan MacLeod didn't know that he was immortal until he died. He didn't know.
Yeah, you just blew it up. So basically, the Highlanders are aliens?
That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to come from a feudal planet, and the problem is that, well, it's not really a problem. It's just that they some greedy motherfuckers. They know that if they kill each other, they get super strong. But what don't make sense is, in part two, in part two, they tell you that they aliens, right? In part two, they tell you that they aliens. In part one, they showed you that Duncan MacLeod didn't know that he was a fucking mortal. He didn't know. He got killed and he came back and his village shunned him. So it's like, well, if he an alien that came here from another planet, how the fuck he didn't know that?
In that movie, in that franchise defense, Ring, I haven't seen all the Highlander movies. I think I seen the first one like a long time ago. In their defense, I heard it was written by like 3 different people, like every single one. So, but here's the thing, though. Let's put this in perspective, right? I mentioned Highlander. I mentioned Star Wars. Transformers is another one. Terminator is another one.
Terminator makes sense. Terminator makes sense.
When you discount all the others and then go right to Dark Fate, maybe. But when you go to Genesis,
it makes
Genesis
sense.
Doesn't make any sense because it doesn't make any sense. You can't establish that we're gonna have the same plot lines, right? Where John Connor goes back in time and then it leaps forward to where John Connor's the enemy. Like, okay, so what was the whole point? Did he really send him back in time and did he change, or was it a time remnant?
No, see, this is the thing, right? I think that was kind of missing, and I had to watch it like 2 times to get it. Eventually, Skynet knew what John was gonna do. That's really what it is. They knew what John was gonna do, and they planned around that shit. Because it all depends on how you view time when you watching the movie. If you view time as a character in the story, you know that if this works, if John's plan works, then reality itself becomes altered. So reality itself becoming altered was always a factor. And in Genesis, that's what happened. Your plan worked, and Skynet figured it out. Like, oh, we got to do something about that. We can't let that happen. So we got to get to John. We got to get to him. And I actually like that, because I was getting tired of James Cameron sucking John's dick like he's fucking Jesus. Like, oh god.
No, he only wrote the first 2. James Cameron only wrote the first 2.
You know what? Terminator was supposed to lead you into the Matrix. It was written by a lady by the name of Sophia
Yeah, I heard
Stewart,
that. I heard that
and
story too. Yeah.
they stole that story because Terminator. But
No, Troy.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you something. The Matrix is a ripoff of Dark City. That's what that is. The Wachowski brothers stole Dark City. That's what that shit is.
I heard that it was inspired by Ghost in the Shell, but I mean,
But
maybe.
here was my thought, right? With the Terminator and Matrix, all these years and all these decades of fighting computers, no one could come up with a nanovirus. Nobody.
I mean, you know what the shit is? You gotta already be into science fiction and shit like that to do a story about a nanovirus. It's too foreign a concept that a casual observer. It's like if you tried to put it this way, the best parallel.
Oh, he got knocked down.
Wait,
What was that,
the
Rodriguez?
best parallel for it, so we could get back to the boxing, because we've been talking about movies for like a half hour. The best parallel is if I took a casual observer and tried to make him watch Lara. He not gonna appreciate none of that shit. You see what I mean? If you do a story about nanoviruses, a casual observer that may or may not be acquainted with that subject, they not gonna appreciate that shit. It's gonna seem too far out there to even engage them and get their attention. So you can't do it. You can't do it.
And then when you get to the actual plot of what the architect tried to do with the one and the whole reverse system of him of everybody in a sense being the following the rejection of the main goal, which is Neo. It wouldn't make any sense because that's what the architect basically wanted to happen, which is why the Matrix series kind of.
The architect knew some of these people are going to reject my program, some are not. But as long as I can keep most of them under control, this is a system that works. That was about cost-benefit ratio. They're like, yeah, you're going to have people that reject the program, but you're still going to have more people that don't reject the program. So this reality is the lesser of two evils. And I'm willing to have this Neo guy running around because I know I could always start over. And I'm still under control.
Right.
I could always remember he was the sixth one. He was the sixth fucking Neo. That shit already happened 5 times.
Okay, well here's my final.
Yeah, which is interesting how they're gonna make for the next Matrix. So.
Yeah, but here's my thought before we get back into talking boxing. Julius, you mentioned somebody typed in that you should do a Wilder story and turn it into a musical, right? I tell you who should be the star of that movie.
Who?
Little Nas, that little nasty.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Little Nas. yeah. That works, bro. We could talk about how he met JD at the strip club, and he met him, and he taught him how to hit hard. It'll be a love story. And I'm just playing. I gotta stop playing like that. That's offensive.
But here's the thing, though, Ring. Like the reason I brought up those movies, right? As far as plot holes, like I don't know if I can mention another franchise that got crazy plot holes, right? If you look at the Resident Evil franchise, right, you can't. The worst and most plot holes ever. Resident Evil has the most plot holes I have ever seen in a franchise. I swear to you, by the last movie, I counted over 40 plot holes. Like nothing made
You are giving
sense.
the writers of those films. Listen, bro.
You mean writer? It's one writer. It is one writer. That's how bad it is. That's why I cannot stand Paul W.S. Sanders. It's the same guy who directed the Mortal Kombat 1 movie.
Listen, bro. You giving whoever wrote that trash too much credit. Those ain't plot holes, bro. There is no plot. You assuming that there's a plot. He wrote that shit like it wasn't shit. Like
here's the thing, though.
Bullshit, real fast. Like,
here's the thing, though. The first one was actually good, so it did have a plot, but the sequels were so unbelievably trash. Like the story. Okay, here's a plot hole for you. Now, by this Ring, I don't know if you was paying attention to the last one because it was so bad, but we're supposed to believe that Alice was a clone the entire time, which makes absolutely no sense because they showed you They showed you that she was married to Spence. So,
Bro, no,
what?
forget that. Forget that. Remember when they was on the big ass boat? Remember that? Right? The
Right, right, right,
3D
right. You
boat.
talking about Afterlife?
Exactly. Do you remember that there was fucking giant men with shit on their heads swinging gigantic axes? You remember that?
You talking about the Axemen? Yeah.
What the fuck does that like? When I seen that, right, I'm like, this is a fucking plot hole. What the fuck is this? Like, this is a
Here's
zombie
the
movie?
thing. Here's the thing, right? I don't know if you actually like really listen to how Paul W.S. Anderson is, but he is such a freaking hack that he eventually at a certain point, like at two, he started blatantly copying the games. You talk about Axemen, the Ouroboros. Okay, you remember in Afterlife how the zombie mouth spread into like four parts?
Yeah.
Like the zombie dogs, Wesker. You remember the Speedy Gonzalez Wesker, like
Yeah,
the teleporting Wesker. He blatantly copied the games, which is why I
Wait,
could not respect the
You
guy.
got Wesker darting from one part of the screen to the other like he's fucking Goku. I'm like, bro, what is this? How the fuck is the
They're
audience?
copying. They're copying our Resident Evil 5. He
And I
copied
know that
completely
no,
off
so
Resident
this
Evil
is the
5.
thing. I know that they are, but this is what I meant when I said that when you do a movie about a video game, you need to focus on keeping what you could use and trimming the fat. Don't fucking have Wesker running around here like the Roadrunner, because that shit don't make like. Is this a zombie movie?
That's a
What is
perfect
this?
analogy. Like, here's another plot, bro. It's so many plot holes. I swear, if we talk about plot holes, we'd be here all day. Apparently, here's the thing: the zombie virus was planned the whole time, which
I mean,
makes no sense. It makes no sense because they showed you in the first movie that the zombie virus happened because the dude threw the vial against the desk and it broke so he can cover his tracks. So that makes
you are giving the writer of that movie too much credit. I'm telling you, that dude didn't give a fuck what he put on
he
the paper, bro.
he didn't care because that movie made so much money, and that's why I can't. I don't like the main chick anymore. The Mila Jovovich. I don't like her anymore.
Yeah,
Like I can't.
I can't take her seriously because of those movies. Like, bro, you was really in all of these shitty ass movies making tough faces. These
And here's the
movies,
thing, though. I never forget, bro. Her fans have got to be some of the weirdest fans ever because when you okay, anytime she comes out with a movie, I think she played in the Monster Hunter movie, right? And I think before that she played in Hellboy. If you try to tell anything to her fans about how she plays in crappy movies, right? It doesn't matter what movie she's playing. Her fans, oh my God, Mila Jovovich, she's so amazing. She's such a great actor. And
the last movie she was in was some dumb shit. You seen the last shit she was in? It
the
was
Monster Hunter. It was. I didn't support that movie. It's just I'm not
bro,
supporting Paul W.
when I saw the trailer, I'm like, she would be in another stupid ass fucking movie. Watch them come out with 7 fucking sequels to this dumb shit. Watch.
Here's the thing though. Capcom. I don't know if Capcom keeps giving Paul Anderson the rights to these franchises so he can keep making these dumb movies, and I
Because
can't
he made them a lot
respect
of
them.
money, bro. He made them a lot of
Exactly.
money.
And you know that
Eh,
Mila
eh,
Jovovich is like married to him, right?
Yeah,
Oh, they
exactly. That's why she keep getting those. Okay, here's the thing, right? I never forget the reason I had like a big like not hatred but a really big strong dislike towards Mila Jovovich. That reason because it felt like she was trying to piggyback off like my husband's a director so let me get my movies right. And two, she comes across as like really like how do I put it like diva ish like apparently like according to like some rumors Michelle Rodriguez was supposed to be the main character of Resident Evil 1 because she was the more popular person, but Mila Jovovich got mad about it and then started, moaning, complaining about it and threatened to leave the movie. And Paul is like, all right, hold up, I'll change it up. Like yeah, that's I can't take her. Ugh, I
I'm
can't
gonna
stand
say
either of
this.
them.
I'm gonna say this. What really and believe it or not, that's not what bothers me about Mila. What bothers me about Mila is that a lot of what she does is cliche as a character. Like, oh, you the strong silent type. You got the secret powers and you're really tough and the camera's gonna pan over to you when you say it's like it's all generic. All of it is generic. It's not effective at all. Like in the first movie, all right, well, you got amnesia, so it's negligible. Like you coming into your own and all of that. But by the second movie, I'm sick of this shit. Like, can you stop this? This is like, can you stop? All right, like,
Let me tell you what makes it worse. Have a conversation with her fans. I never forget. They this is what they say on the regular. They say that she should play in the MCU, right? So I said, I remember, I never forget. This guy said she played in the MCU. I said, no, she shouldn't. She's not a good enough actor. She said
ooh.
she's probably, yeah. So, oh, still watching the fight. So I was like, name.
That was a hot take. That's why I said, ooh, that's a hot take. Like, she's not good enough for the MCU. That's
Yeah.
a
So
hot take.
you think so?
I mean, I would use her for certain shit, but it's characters that I know are never gonna make it into the films. Like, I could use her. See, all right, I'm gonna put it to you this way. She has an annoying way of playing characters, right? And
Exactly.
the only character I can think of that annoys me just as much as Mila Jovovich is Jean Grey. You always have a fucking problem. You're
You
that
have a
girl
trick
that
up your
we know.
sleeve. You're basically Mary Sue. Nothing can phase you.
And if she were younger, I honestly feel she'd be the perfect Jean Grey, and she has the face for it. They drew Jean in a way where, like, yeah, Mila Jovovich resembles her. Like, she could play the character, and she's annoying enough to play Jean Grey. But that's it. They're like, that's it. That's you, because you're fucking annoying. The way you play characters in movies is annoying, and I have always felt Jean Grey is single-handedly the most annoying fucking character in the whole Marvel universe. You always have a headache. You always have a problem. You can't decide between Logan or Scott. It's always something with you.
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like Carol Danvers as far as like um
They don't
as
like
far
the
as Marvel's
actress. Wait
related.
a minute. They
No,
don't
no,
like
no,
the
not the
actress.
actress. Even Captain Marvel, period, in the comic book universe is not really liked by many. She had a couple of good, I'd say, rights by certain people, but when a lot of people write it, they do it so wrong. So
That's because they make
she's
her a two-dimensional character. They don't give you a
right.
chance to like her.
And the thing is, like with Mila Jovovich, I don't think she's talented enough of an actress. Like she's not talented enough. I don't think she's really one note. Like she only can play like one role. So the thing is,
I got
I
my
don't think
man
she would.
Matumbo on the screen. I wish I could talk like Matumbo. It's a commercial that got on where he muffing everybody shit. Ooh, I would do that shit to everybody. I'm gonna say this: Mila Jovovich looked like she has a 24-hour migraine whenever she's in a movie. That's Jean
Right.
Grey, bro. She got a 24-hour migraine. She always in a shitty mood.
And if you try to tell people, you'd be like, "Oh, Mila Jovovich is not that good of an actress." They'll be like, "Oh, she played in Fifth Element. That was 24 years ago."
No, honestly, you're right. You are right.
I was like, "Bro."
That was the best movie I've ever seen her in. It was The Fifth Element.
or Days of Confused. That's the best she can do. So it's just it's sickening. Like I can't stand her. Like this you don't know what that's equivalent that is, right? I've never seen so much people give praise to somebody who does pretty crappy performances. Like you know who Jai Courtney is, right?
What was she in?
No, it's a guy, Jai Courtney. Okay. You seen Terminator Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Jai Courtney plays Kyle Reese in Terminator Genesis. He's the big guy. He's the main guy.
All right.
Okay. Jai Courtney has, of course, he's not really a good actor. Like he's had, I think he's had a couple of good roles. I don't know if you've seen Spartacus either. He's the guy in Spartacus. Okay, I forget his.
I've seen Spartacus.
You remember his friend that he had to kill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jai Courtney is good in that, and he's good in Suicide Squad. But that's it. Most of his roles are pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Imagine people just getting on the Jai Courtney train and saying Jai Courtney's either good. He's so handsome. It's it would be so weird.
That's going on, bro. They doing that, and I'm not trying to say he's not good at what he does. I'm just saying that I don't see the fascination that people have with him because it's not even like he has all that much screen time or has had it. The dude that played the Winter Soldier, They like it's
Oh yeah.
no, it's like a real fucking faction of motherfuckers that's like insane about. I'm like, what the fuck are they insane about? Like he wasn't.
If you want
I
to
don't
be
see what the
honest,
fuck he did. Like, what did he
you
do?
you want to be honest, people go crazy over this actor, and don't get me wrong, he's good as an action actress, but his acting skills are pretty bad, and that's Jason Statham.
Yes, yes, yes.
Jason Statham is
I'll say that he's. I liked him in Snatch. I liked him in Snatch.
right.
But,
At least bad actors have one good role.
Yo, was it
he was
true?
all
Hold
right
on
in
real quick.
Expendables. In Expendables, he was okay. He was bearable because he didn't have that much screen time. And the one-liners with Stallone, I'm like, oh, okay, I can deal with this.
He,
That
he was
movie,
good in Cellular. I don't know if you've seen Cellular.
I see
Uh,
it was all right. It was all right.
well, let me put it this way, right? Like it's like Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel was good in
He
what's
was
that
good
movie?
in Pitch Black. He was good in Pitch Black.
And that's about it.
And
Hold
that,
up, let me take it back.
thank you. See, thank you.
Hold up. He has one movie where he's a cop, but I cannot remember the name. He has like
Is this supposed to be like the Arnold Schwarzenegger shit where like he's a babysitter that's a cop and it's like, bro, how many
no no
times?
no no no. He's not the pacifier. No, he's an actual cop. Like a detective. Like I think the pacifier, he was like a secret agent or something like that. But he was actually good in that. Other than that, Vin Diesel hasn't. He doesn't got a good track record, bro. Like
My man FA is on the screen. Let's see what K Karoma has taught FA. This is make or break for FA for me, dog. He gotta look good here because it's like I gave him a pass for the last fight. He gotta look good here. I still got faith.
you still on plus.
It's on plus now. Yeah, like the main card is starting.
Oh crap.
Yeah, they had an intermission. I just saw the screen of this Vlasov and Joe Smith. I thought my screen froze.
Not right now. FA's in the ring. They greasing them up.
All right, cool.
This is make or break for FA as far as I'm concerned. This is make or break. Like he gotta look good here, man. If he don't start looking good, I don't know what's gonna happen to him.
Man, I'm trying to get it up as quick as I can.
Top Rank has a good stable of heavyweights, though. Low key, like they do have a good stable. I don't think they got Oscar Rivas anymore, though. Low key, they signed him at the beginning of last year, and I think they let him go because he about to fight as a Bridgerweight. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, he was talking about that last time. Yeah,
He about to be a
230. 230.
I forget. I think it's 224.
Yeah, you think he's ready for that? Because it's not really going to be a lot of
I don't
competition
know.
at Bridgerweight.
Bridgerweight is the talent pool is deep at Bridgerweight, man.
You think so?
You got Dmitry Kudryashov, Artur Spilka,
Yeah.
Marco Huck.
Dmitry Kudryashov is probably going to get demolished because he was getting beat up.
Sense my sarcasm, bro. You couldn't sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kudryashov, man. Like, did you see the Dura fight?
Bro, he got fucking laid the fuck out.
I think you're talking about the Dorticos fight where he got laid out, but the Dura he got stopped on his feet.
No, I think the Durudola fight where he got backed into a corner, he got his ass beat, and then Mayers
yeah.
Durudola after that. I seen all of that.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. And he tried to shoulder roll.
Bro.
Oh my god! Like I was laughing so hard, like just looking at him. Like I was like, oh my god.
I always wondered about. I wondered about Dmitry. Like, is it just that this man just can't take a punch? Because that's how it feels.
Yes.
Like
yes,
he
that's
just
exactly what it is.
Punch. All right, let's see what FA do here. He starts with the jab, holding his ground. He ain't backpedaling. Giving my man FA a chance here to impress me. Because he's a good physical specimen. He's tall. He's got a little bit of speed. Not much in terms of bad intentions. He's one of the more polite heavyweights to me.
Polite?
Yeah. He gets knockouts. He does. But it's not like, how could I put it? What could I compare it to?
Wow, I'm way behind, bro, on my screen.
Yeah, I'm already a couple of seconds into the first round.
On my screen, it show I'm putting in his mouthpiece. This is bad.
Yeah, your shit is behind. They already started fighting on mine. They in a clinch right now. Come on, break that shit up, bro.
Yeah, but he is pretty. That boy FA pretty swole though.
He got good dimensions for the division. I just wonder if K could really turn him into a killer, because you really got to be a killer at heavyweight, man. You can't be like Joseph Parker. You gotta have that spitefulness to really be effective.
You gotta be Derek Chisora.
I mean, I'm just saying he got Buddy McGirt. How does that look to you?
Okay, so on my screen is at 120 now.
All right, that's where I'm at.
The guy looking okay. He's slipping the shots. Okay. Now I see. This ring is pretty small, so he can't really run too much.
It is.
Is this guy's not American? Oh yeah, he is. Okay.
Brian Howard from France.
Oh, he's not American. Okay.
That's a fucking French flag right there. I see a French flag and an American flag.
Yeah, that's why I told him about surprise. I was like, I didn't.
You know what his trunks remind me of? Remember VIM in the hood?
VIM. I remember that store. I haven't heard that store in years.
That's the ghetto Bloomingdale's.
But here's the thing though. Why does Top Rank has the American flag behind his name?
I don't know, because he got a French flag on his trunks, man. That's a French flag.
Yeah, that's very weird to have an American flag behind his name.
Somebody in the graphics fucked up.
Somebody got two tabs open, like Ring Kaki said.
All right, I don't know who got two tabs open, but they're gonna have to chill that shit out. I wonder what the plan is for FA. Like, what are they building him towards? You know what I mean? It can't be a Tyson Fury fight, obviously. So what's the plan here?
Who else is Top Rank heavyweight?
I mean, I thought. Look, for a while, I thought. Well, it's not that I thought they did sign Oscar Rivas, but it looked like they released him from his contract before he ever got to make a debut.
Is Brian Jennings still fighting?
Nah, he a Bridgerweight.
Yeah, you're right.
He at Bridgerweight, bro.
Wait. Why? But why? Brian
Because
Jennings?
who the fuck is he gonna beat for a title? Who's he gonna beat for a title, bro? He done been there.
He is gonna be very undersized for that weight. I think, at least.
He's not gonna win a title from nobody, man. And he knows that shit. It's not a knock on him. It's just that we know that right now Brian is a journeyman. That's what he is. If he ever want to become a champion, you got a better chance at Bridgerweight than heavyweight. What's your worst competition at Bridgerweight? Oscar Rivas? He beat you before. He did. I shouldn't say it because he did beat him.
I mean, but Brian Jennings was piecing him up before he knocked him out, though.
They about to have a rematch for the title. So
the title, which one?
Yeah, the Bridgerweight title. That's ordered, bro.
Well, so they don't have like different sanctioning bodies, or
no? It's
you got to sanction like a 5.
It's just the WBC. Nobody else recognizes that shit.
Of course, it's the WBC. Why am I not surprised?
It's their fucking division. They made it up.
Yeah, Suleiman gonna pull something out of his butthole and say something like it's a legitimate division, like he undisputed or something because of that one belt. Well, technically he would be, but you know.
I mean, there ain't no dispute who the Bridgerweight champion is going to be. So technically, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Bro, who the fuck wants to be a Bridgerweight, dog? Like, that's nuts. The WBC probably paying them to campaign it that way. Hey,
how much you think they paying them?
You want to be a Bridgerweight champion of the world?
How much you think they paying him?
Shit, I don't even know. Maybe the way that they pay them is by not charging them sanctioning fees. Like, hey, you campaign down here for free.
Now, Ring. I don't think they'd ever do that.
You campaign down here for free. We won't charge you. We need bodies.
FA job, but he's looking okay, I guess.
Oh, now I know what's going on. Now I get it. That's not French flag. That's the color of his trunks. That's what it is. Yo, I'm slow as shit.
Did you
bro.
realize that?
Oh my God! That's why I asked if you're American. He told him, bro, he's French.
No, I legit thought he was French because I seen that shit in the corner. I'm like, why the fuck they got a French flag right? And I'm like, no, that's not a flag. That's the color of his trunks.
Yeah, that's what. Because I kept saying, why is there an American flag behind him? There, you told us, nah, bro, he's French.
I thought he was French, bro. Like, I don't know, like shit.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have confused those trunks. He should have just got like a striped trunks. That would have been
Somebody
more.
in France is watching this fight, thinking, "Oh shit, we got action. We got a fight.
We got a black man French champion."
We don't got to fight. That dude ain't from over there.
He probably did that on purpose. He probably did that on purpose.
Got this Amazon original cartoon shit.
Is they showing you this Marco's Lovers Pizza commercial?
Nah, I'm watching it's a basketball commercial on right now for the playoffs.
I want to ask you about this particular TV show though that's came out. I wanted to talk with somebody about it, man, but nobody has really seen it, and that's a shame.
What show?
Invincible.
Oh, the cartoon, the Amazon original.
Yes, sir.
It look all right, but
oh, it's more than all right. I say watch it.
Be honest, Battle. If my wife don't twist my arm to watch TV, I really won't watch TV. Like I legitimately don't watch TV unless it's sports. Other than that, I don't, or movies and shit. She gotta twist my arm to watch shit because I don't really be watching shit.
Does she watch cartoons?
She got me watching this show, right? Where the people marry each other as soon as they meet. She's like, and I be
talking about Handmaid's Tale or something, or
it's like a reality show where the people like
say,
yeah, like
you talking about like 30 Days of Marriage or what is it, like 90 Days Married, or I don't know, it was something like that.
It's married at first sight where the people meet each other.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they dead ass get married that day, and they be having like problems and shit. Like one dude, the fucked up shit was she showed me an episode where the dude, right? Like, yo, they thought that the dude was sweet because the girl said, yo, when they consummated the marriage, the dude got mad after I guess he busted a nut, and he told her, I feel disgusting. Like, how you gonna say that? Like, what you mean you feel disgusting? Then they did the recap show to talk about what happened, and she was like, yo, she thought the dude was sweet, like that he don't like girls because of certain shit he was doing. I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Like, you had to marry that dude.
This person.
You had to marry that. That's fucked up, B. Like,
no, I know a lot of people been talking about they haven't been impressed with FA Jabba, but
that's out.
Oh,
why look like he crying?
That was a nice one. I hope he's okay.
Replay on that. I need to see the replay on that. He knocked his ass out.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, it's bad. That dude struggling to get up. He hit that motherfucker.
No, I think he's fine. He just got to capture himself.
Damn.
And I'm not trying to downplay knockouts, but I think he's capturing himself though.
Yeah. It's a bad knockout though. It's taking him a while to recover. It's a bad knockout.
I gotta see the replay.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
You ever seen like those knockouts where somebody is like they hit them and then their arm flail because they was trying to throw a punch, I guess? I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he beat him to either he set up a shot where he get him to lower his arms, or he just beat him to a punch.
Bad knockout, but he's up. He's up. He cool.
Now here's the
That was
thing,
the
though. I
second
know
round. That was the second round.
the third, I think. But I think the thing is with FA job, but like I know a lot of people hasn't been really impressed by his speed or his his fighting style, but his fundamentals are okay. It's pretty good. It's just
Look,
that he's
I feel the same way. Like he has tools. Like I don't know if it's that people's expectations are too high or something like that. But I'm like, look, he is some interesting fights out there for him. Like I could go for Fa Ajagba versus Tony Yoka. I'd like to see that. I like that fight.
It was a tempo shot that folded him.
Damn.
yeah he probably I mean I'm not impressed with Tony Yoka. I mean maybe people are, but you know
I'll say he hasn't
he's
impressed me.
just tall for me.
No, he hasn't. I'm gonna say I was impressed with Tony, but he hasn't been impressing me lately. Like that Jaco fight, I really wasn't impressed with that shit. I wasn't impressed with that shit.
Well, you want to know what? I'm actually going to play devil's advocate here. I'd say that you said that sometimes there might be a case where fans' expectations are too high.
Yeah.
Well, it could be that the fans just they want him to be the best he can be because he's in a division where I mean he got the odds stacked against him, honestly. Like I know we don't like think heavyweight is all that impressive, like compared to what it used to be, but it's still a division where you got to bring your A game because it's just not going to be
I mean,
easy
look,
for
look,
you.
look. I hear a lot of people try to shit on this era of heavyweights. What I'm gonna say is I don't feel inclined to do that because look, we got Fa, we got Joe Joyce, we got Arslanbek Makhmudov, we got Tony Yoka, we got Jalalov. That's and I'm not even naming like the guys, you know what I mean? Forget about Anthony and forget about Tyson and Dillian. It's up and comers that like it's gonna be some real good fights the next couple of years. It's gonna be some good fights. So I'm not gonna be the Joe Button of the shit and just say like, oh, this whole division. Like, no, this it's good fights out there. Like, look, Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois was a great fight. It was a great fight. So
Definitely, yeah.
I
Even though
ain't
you
gonna
was kind of
complain. Like, it
kind of
ain't
capping for the rounds for Danny Dubois.
stop.
You had Danny Dubois like beating him, I think at one point, and he was like,
Look, bro. All I tried to communicate is that this is how I think the judges are scoring the fight, and that's how they were scoring the fight. Like y'all thought the way y'all was scoring the shit, you would have thought the judges had Joe up. I'm like, I don't think the judges have Joe up, bro. Not based on what I'm seeing.
at a certain point, Danny Dubois was winning the fight, but I think like at round like 6 or something, or I was like, it's about even. And then it was like, well, it's almost like you could not stop seeing his eye swell. So every time he just got pricked, like just like a tiny second, it's like his head snapped back. You're like, oh, okay, that's a clean punch. Joe Joyce did not throw many right hands or left hooks, and that's why it's kind of hard to
Beat
score.
him with a jab, bro. He beat him with a jab. That's what he did. He beat him with a jab. But what I'm
And that's
saying
it.
is, what I think that people misunderstand what I be saying when I say that. Look, I'm trying to see what the judges are doing. I'm trying to find out how are they gonna score the fight. I can't go off of my card and what I think. I have to go off of what I think they are doing. So when I say I'm scoring it based on what I think they're doing, that's what I mean. I'm trying to get in their head to figure out how do they have the fight. For example, when I said the fight earlier, I said, look, if it's a swing round, just call it a Courtney round because she's the home fighter, and that's what the fuck they gonna do. You know that. Ain't no
All right.
sense in being dumb about the shit. Like, yeah, you let me put down swing round when I know if the round is close enough that either fighter could have got it. Who they gonna give the round to? The home fighter. That's what they do.
All right.
No sense in being naive about the shit.
Before I pass out and go to bed, I got a heavyweight fight card for y'all before I pass out and go to sleep. All right. Michael Hunter takes on the winner of Usyk Joyce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Ortiz versus Rivas, right? And then you could do Otto, what's his name? Viling. He's the guy that swole up Tyson Fury's eye. He made him bleed,
Yeah,
right?
Otto Verlaine.
Yeah. You
Mhm.
make him fight. You make him fight the Russian that knocked out White, Povetkin, right?
Povetkin.
Okay.
That dude gonna
Right.
retire, bro. That dude gonna retire.
Hey, well, that's why. That's why. That's a good tough fight. And then the first fight on the card will be Michael Kofi versus Jaffe.
I want Michael
So
So
Kofi.
an all
No, no,
heavyweight
no. Wait a
card. That
minute. Wait
sounds
a minute.
good.
Wait a
yeah,
minute. I
yeah.
want Michael Kofi versus the winner of Franklin versus Hawkins. That's a good American heavyweight tear up
You
right
can't
there.
change my card, Julius. You can't change my card.
I'm changing it because it's no. I'm like, yo, Franklin need to show me something because I've been watching him over the years. I've been watching him,
Okay.
and I don't see shit. Now Kofi, I see shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Kofi, I see the speed, I see the sharpness. Franklin been around for a little bean now. He's still undefeated, but I'm like, well, you not fighting nobody.
That's
I mean,
right. Yeah. So what do you think about the card I told you about? Since I heard you mention heavyweight, I'm about to go to sleep.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this. I don't think that Hunter and Usyk, realistically, I don't think that Hunter and Usyk are gonna fight at heavyweight. I don't think that fight ever happens.
It's a disgusting fight to watch.
Right now, what they got going on is Usyk's supposed to be fighting Hergovic.
I thought he was fighting Joyce.
Usyk is supposed to fight Joyce, and Michael Hunter's supposed to fight Hergovic. And I
Well, there
like
you
those
go.
fights. I like those
There you go.
fights.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Those is good fights. Because I'm tired of hearing about Hergovic this and Hergovic that, and he not fighting shit. Like, he's not fighting shit. Tony
I call
Young
him
over here
horrible bitch.
fighting Christian Hammer. Joe Joyce over here fighting Daniel Dubois. Who the fuck is Philippe Hergovic fighting, man?
I call him horrible bitch because I don't see nothing special about the man.
That's too much. That's too much.
I just don't see nothing special about the kid.
I just got a notification that Holly Berry, her child support payments got cut in half. So yeah, I know that's random, but it just got.
Wait,
That's
she
some
paying
bull
child
right
support
there.
or she getting child support?
That's some bull right there.
No, she's
That's
paying
bull.
child support to her what was it, her ex-husband or her ex-boyfriend?
I
So
don't care. That's bull because ain't nobody cutting mine in half. So that's some bull.
yeah, they cut special privileges for her, huh? Yeah.
I'm saying she's a superstar, man. You know what it is. You know what it
Hey
is.
man, well nobody complaining when Nas was paying all this child support to Khalees, so I mean, you might as well
Hey,
just let her pay the full price.
usual good show, Julius. I got to give you props on the interview you do with the female fighters. There's an echo coming somewhere, but
It might be coming from me. Let me lower my volume. Go ahead.
yeah, I gotta give you props on the female fighters because you know what I do. I actually like to listen to their stories, man, how they approach the game, right?
Mhm.
Oh, the sport, and that's how I judge whether I'm gonna follow them or not. Because you had some young girl on here. I got her on Twitter, but I forgot her name. I'll follow her now. She's real young.
Zarina McCoy. She trains out of Mayweather gym.
Young girl. Yeah, I didn't know she trained out of his gym, but yeah, she's real young. Was she 20 something? 20? I mean, early 20s. I'm guessing, right?
She real young. I think she like 2021. She's still in college and shit. She's still in college.
She's real wise, man. But she got a little bit of that. She got a little bit. You don't want to talk about me because I'm gonna hold a grudge, and then I'm gonna step to you and I'm gonna fight you type thing.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. She at those lighter weights where she campaigns, right? You got a lot of scrappers, a lot of come forward fighters. And what made her stand out to me is that she's a pure boxer. Like, she got that cerebral kind of sharpshooter style. You don't see that a lot at the lighter weights, especially in the women's divisions. You don't see that a lot. And she's a southpaw, so that's going to give a lot of people a lot of problems.
Right, and then you had one on there. I was intrigued by her eyes before I listened to her words because she has a bunch of pain and passion in her eyes. She's the one that was going into the rematch where she beat the girl I was chasing, like the Joe Louis record or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait,
with
you took
Catskills or something like that.
Jessica
With Catskins.
McCaskill?
Yeah,
Yeah,
her.
yeah, Jessica McCaskill. Jessica McCaskill. Yeah, yeah.
I tell you what,
Undisputed champion.
the next time you have her on, I tell you she could actually have more TKOs and more stoppages. But I can tell you what she doesn't. She don't utilize her jab. She'll land a big punch, then she'll fall off balance and fall into the fighter. But if she was to utilize her jab, she could land 1, 2, 3 punches and really hurt them, and she get them up out of there. But she does not utilize that jab. She's like, well, I'm coming to take you out with these big shots, but she does not utilize her jab. That's why she don't take
I think
nobody
it's a
else.
little more than a jab.
And
It's
balance,
if you're gonna
balance.
well, yes, balance too. But if you're gonna be a fighter who fights head first, like you, Homicide Hank, you got to be a person that if people were to try to clinch you, they're not going to easily clinch you. They're going to take at least 3, 4, 5 punches before that clinches stop. So you got to
That's my
really
point.
really work on your
Well,
inside
listen,
game.
look, I
That's my
gotta say
point.
this
She's on.
much. The
Mhm.
reason that I don't critique her style or how she goes about it is because I know that the girls that she's fighting, right? For example, the girls that she fought to get the belts that she has, she wasn't really supposed to win those fights, but she wasn't doing what she's doing. So if it works, bro. Because the girl she won a WBC title from, right? Most people ain't gonna know that. Yo, that was the number one girl at 140 pounds. That was the number one fighter, and she fucking ran through her. Like she ran right through her. Same shit with Cecilia Breaker. She came out there, she wasn't supposed to win that fight. But if mauling the opponent and staying on top of them and staying with them, and pushing them around and making it rough, if that shit works, yo, just keep doing it because it's working. It's working.
Right.
I don't
Like
have a
if she
problem with
proves her
that
will.
style at all. I'm just saying there's a couple of things you could add to it to make it more devastating, if you know what I mean. Like to the point where they're not usually going to reach the final bell if you
Yeah,
can
yeah, 'cause
apply
she
this
has that,
certain.
man. I'm telling you, she has it, but her balance, I think she squares up a lot and she doesn't utilize that jab. But I love her passion, and she has one hell of a backstory, doesn't she, Julie?
Yeah, she does. She does. Her
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, she does. 'Cause
you can make a movie about her, dog. Like
I
you
can
could
see it
literally
in her
make
eyes, man. I can see it in her
What's the
eyes.
rundown in a quick way?
Huh?
She was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I know recently she just met the Mexican side of her family. She literally just met the Mexican side of her family. It's a lot of
Because she,
movie there, man. It's a lot
because
of
she
movie
black
there.
and mixed. Because she
Yeah,
black and
yeah,
Latino,
yeah.
and she speaks Spanish or no?
I don't think she speaks Spanish. I don't know. Maybe she does. I'm not gonna. I never heard her say nothing in Spanish, so I don't know.
Right, right. Because you had the last, I think the last young lady you had on there, she was in her 30s or whatever. Older fight. What is her name?
You talking
Who
about
was the
Melissa
last one you had
Odessa?
on there?
Melissa
Huh?
Odessa, the Marine, right?
Yeah, I like her too. She fine as hell. Yeah, I like her too. But you could tell that she got her head on straight because she's the one that said that she didn't have a promoter or anything at first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
not
got
for
a.
nothing. She fight in the division. She fight in the division that Shannon and Ebony and it's like, yo, she's a shark, bro. Like I say it all the time. Like, yo, she's a shark, bro. Like
Mhm.
she don't got a major promoter, but don't let her get one because if she do it, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of problems for a lot of girls at that weight because it's different. Like that was a great fight. Don't get me wrong. Cornet
Julie,
versus it was a great fight, but she has the pedigree that neither of them have. The amateur pedigree that neither they don't got the same amateur pedigree she got. And I don't like and it's just me being honest. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just saying I would not like their chances against her. I would not bet against her if it was her versus them. That's all I'm saying.
hey Julius, man, I'm gonna say something because I'm always messing with you and all that, but I think with you, you could spearhead a movement for the female boxers, man, because I don't see anybody else that's interviewing as many female boxers as you, and you have a chance, man, to actually go out there, and let's say you open some doors with them and all that, and you could and you could you could actually make that side of the sport big, and yeah, everybody could get money that way.
I mean,
You could be, yeah.
I look at it this way, right? I look at it this way, right? Because it's not like that shit is like some kind of a mission. To me, it's just reporting about or talking about
Making a
something.
mission.
To me, it's just about talking about something that I happen to watch. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I like keeping everything loose and casual. I don't like getting how could I put it? Committed. You see what I mean? Like I don't like getting attached to nothing. I just like doing whatever the fuck I feel like doing, which is probably the reason I was doing that shit in the first place. Like, hey, I'll be watching them fighting. Them fights is good, so why not talk about it? I'll be watching them shits. Them shits is all right.
Yeah,
But
you sound like me.
as far as like spearheading the movement, nah.
Okay, well, I tell you this then. When and if I start a page, I'm gonna give you a call. We're gonna have some serious conversations. You could be the guy in the background, and I'll spearhead it, and you'll get a certain percentage. How about that?
I'll say this much. This is what I would. This is like,
No
and
excuses,
it's not
man.
like because I don't like feeling like how could I put it? Like I don't like feeling like, oh, I'm the guy of this or I'm the guy of that.
No, you're gonna be in the background, baby.
No. This is what I mean. If I had a goal, right? If I had a goal when I was, when I started doing it, it was just to get other people to watch it, and that worked. Now you got a lot of other channels.
Okay.
They do the same thing. Like they'll talk about it. So that I guess if I had a goal, that was the goal, to normalize the conversation. Now you got plenty of channels out there. They doing their thing, and that's gonna increase as the popularity of everything grows. But it's not my goal to corner any market. That is not my goal. I'm not trying to be the guy of any particular thing. My goal is just talk about it, make it regular, because as long as you do that, more opportunities for the fighters will come. And once those opportunities come, it'll snowball. So it's I'm not trying to be like the guy that does X, Y, and Z. I do whatever the fuck I feel like, and that's what works for me.
Well, I tell you what, man. I feel you. I'm gonna bounce out of here. I have no jokes. I'm gonna tell you the true story why I joke like that about the DR. Right? And it's just when I was coming up, right, we used to have a neighborhood barber in the Bronx, right? The barber shop I used to go to in the Bronx, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was run by who? It was a bunch of cats from DR, right? It was an older cat who actually owned the barber shop, but it was this young cat who used to flirt with my mama all the time, and then I would get so upset. She would just roll her eyes at him, not paying no attention, and he would be like, "Throy, you have such a sexy sister," because my mom is like 18 years older than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here I am, 10, 11, 12. I'm sitting in the chair. Yeah, man, you have a fine mama. And I just keep, I a couple of times I kicked him in his balls when he turned the chair around. When they turned the chair around. I couldn't take it. But then he found, I didn't know this. I didn't know this at all. I have some twin uncles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say my uncles did some insurance in the neighborhood. That's all I'm gonna say, right?
Well, I dig it.
I had no idea what they were doing when I was a child. And so finally, right, the older cat in the barber was like, leave him alone, because his uncles are, what do they call them? What do they call them? The Machete twins. I knew nothing about that. I knew nothing about them being the Machete twins. Nothing. So he was like, wait a minute, those are your uncles? And I'm like, okay, well, those are my uncles. Yeah, sure. Yes, they were my uncles. They were my twin uncles. They were the Machete twins. So yeah, man. I didn't know a lot of things going on in my family, and I'm glad I didn't. But all right, man, I'm going to sleep.
All right, man. You go to sleep,
All right,
and
man.
I'm gonna watch Joe win
care.
this world title. I'm gonna watch Joe win the world title real quick.
You know what, man? I want to root out. I actually want to root for him, but I want him to get knocked out the ring just one good time, for Bernard Hopkins. Just one good time.
Nah, I mean Bernard overstepped. I think. Look, Bernard looked past him, and he got what that gets you. Because if you ain't fought in 2 years, this is not the guy you want to fight. And I think Bernard was a little bit too presumptuous. Like, bro, you ain't fought since the Kovalev fight. You don't want to have a tune-up?
He wanted to end on a good note, and
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying that if you asleep at the wheel, that's what happens.
Yeah, he could have got back in that ring, but he decided not to. You could see it on his face.
Now you should turn that chair around so I kick you in the balls. But all right, man, I'm going.
I'm gonna say
Man, I'm proud of Joe.
I want to do more interviews, and I'm gonna focus on that a little more. I want to focus on that side of it a little more because there's something I want to do. There's ways I want to expand upon things. I'm gonna put it that way, and I got a couple of things I'm gonna try to do. But
I
like
want
I
somebody
said,
to get an interview with. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I want somebody to get an interview with Joe Smith, man.
I mean, he got lots of interviews going on, floating around, bro. Like he got
On
interviews.
YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Oh, who interviewed him?
Who was it that interviewed him that I was watching and shit? Was that YouTube or Instagram or both? But he got interviews, bro. Like they be interviewing him.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know.
Yeah. They be interviewing him. And I'm gonna say that he's starting to open up more because when they used to interview him, he was real two-dimensional and monotone. Like he wouldn't really say shit. The last interview I seen, like he was real happy, real confident. You know, he showed a lot more personality than what I've seen over the years because it's kind of like he's coming into his own. So yeah, he got lots of interviews, man.
Yeah, what type of person did he seem like as far as he like a dude you kick back drink with? Because it seems like that's the type of dude Joe Smith is.
Yeah, like he seemed like the type of cat that like how could I put it? The personality type that he got is like every group has a quiet guy, but he be there for everything. Like he don't say a lot.
Right.
He don't tell a lot of jokes, but he just be there for a lot of shit. That's Joe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like you got a group of guys. There's common archetypes. There's the comedian or the comedians. There's the money guy or / the pretty boy. There's different archetypes. Joe is the guy that he don't say a lot of shit, but he be there for all the shit. He just don't say shit. Like he don't talk a lot, but he be there for everything. That's the archetype that he got.
I'm trying to figure out that everybody hates Chris character. It was a character just like that. He was there for almost everything, but he didn't talk much. And then Chris be like, "Hey, if you know he said something, you know it had to be important." But like it was a character just like that. I cannot remember his name though. Man, I can't remember his name.
I think every group of friends has a character that's like that. That like they be there for all the shit. Like if everybody gonna go out, they definitely gonna be there, but they just not gonna say shit. They just gonna be there. They gonna laugh at the jokes. They gonna drink the drinks, but they don't really say shit. Like they just be there for a lot of shit.
Yeah, and you ever notice like every time like something crazy happened, you're like, "Yo, bro, like they fought for like 10 straight minutes." And dude be like, "Yeah, I remember that." You're like, "Wait, you was there?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Exactly.
I'll never forget. I used to work at the movie theater, and I'll never forget. It was this boy. I forget his name. I think his name was like Alex or something. And I think the homeboy, I think his name was like Cody or something, was having like a bad day. So Alex came over there, like he liked to play around. So he came over and he flicked his nipple. so he got mad and they fought. And I'll never forget, like apparently like the whole staff was watching that fight. Like I remember, I'll never forget. I was like, bro, like y'all missed it, man. Like Alex and Cody fought. They're like, yeah, I was there. I was like, wait, where? I
Like,
was
yeah,
like,
what's
where
up with
was
you?
you? Yeah, they was like, oh, I was over here taking out the trash. So I'm like, bro, like all y'all seen this fight? Like it's like I don't buy it, but apparently they was all there.
I wonder if I got enough time to see the Boots fight. I don't
It
think
starts midway.
I don't think it happened yet, right? Boots versus Lipinets.
I'm afraid to check because my. Let me check.
We're still having.
That shit ain't
I got the
started yet, right?
Showtime app.
No, right now he's fighting. I can't remember his name, but it's the Lorman who's fighting right now.
Who's Delarme fighting?
I can't pronounce his name. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look him up. Diamantis something. I forgot. I forgot his last name.
Okay. This dude Bob in the corner. Is Bob guy in the comments said Kovalev shouldn't be ranked top 10. I mean, it's hard to rank people coming off of losses. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right, Johnny Blaze. Everybody hates Chris. He is ahead of his time.
That was a great show.
Definitely one of my favorites. If you want to talk about a show debut that was really good, that show had an excellent debut. It's probably better than Malcolm in the Middle.
I don't know about that.
What for a debut? The
No,
debut was.
Remember, I was already of age when both of those shows came out. When they both came out, even though they came out years apart, they came out many years apart. I remember Malcolm got very good reviews and Chris got very good reviews. Both of them was highly acclaimed when they came out. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, because I know people like that. Go ahead.
Malcolm got, and I ain't gonna say it was trash. I'm gonna just say that it didn't maintain the buzz that it had the later it went on. Like I'll say that, but the dad was still funny, and the mom was still funny. After a while, I started wondering why Malcolm don't grow.
Yeah, it's the same thing. What happened? Everybody hates Chris too. Like eventually, around like the end of the third and the fourth season, it got kind of it wasn't near as good. It wasn't like the jokes wasn't as crisp. Let me take that back. The jokes were good, but it didn't have like as. You remember how like first season that everybody has Chris? It was a lot of life lessons. It was a lot of Chris learning on the fly.
Yeah,
it was a lot more of that.
That shit about a coming of age show, it gets tired because you know that it has an expiration date. You know that the guy's going to become a certain age, and the appeal of the young child learning, you're not going to have that appeal no more. Because shit, motherfucking Malcolm. I was watching that shit, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's the same size he was 4 years ago.
You talking about Frankie Muniz? Yeah, Frankie Muniz that never got big. He's the same deal as a homeboy from Home Alone. He just never got big.
Nah, even Macaulay Culkin got bigger than him. Like he stayed the same.
Well, let me use another example. Homeboy from Sixth Sense. You remember the little kid?
Rory Culkin?
No. The little boy from Sixth Sense. I forget his name.
Rory Culkin. That's Macaulay Culkin little brother.
No, he has a different name. No, he has a different name.
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. It's because he's the one that got the fucked up teeth. He did get bigger, bro. He like a bodybuilder.
No. You know what I mean. I'm talking about like as far as like he was a very short guy. Yeah, he got fat, but I'm talking about he was pretty small as growing up.
That kid, he
I know you talking about
from Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward.
You talking about the kid that got that fucked up front tooth, man. I know you talk that he was in Pay It Forward. That kid.
Yeah. He stayed small for like a lot of his adolescent and his adult years.
I'm just saying, Frankie, it got to the point where you was getting concerned because his face was getting old, but he wasn't getting no bigger at all. But it's like, yo, why his face is getting so fucking hard? Like they need to give that kid a vacation before y'all stunt his growth, and before you.
Yeah, I wonder how old he was in kid in age of Cody Banks, because I think he was a lot older than what they said he was. Vlasov looked like he ready, man. He looked like he pumped up.
Somebody got their volume up. They can turn that shit down.
What's homeboy in the middle? I think I keep hearing myself.
Vlasov look focused. I don't think this goes the distance. I don't think this goes the distance.
You right. Thank you, bro. In the comments, Haley Joe Osment.
Fuck idea was it to call him Haley? Like, come on, dog. Fucking Haley. All right, let's see what it do. Let's see if Vlasov can make this shit interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Smith has had a lot of fights, so he probably had a decent amount of research.
Yeah.
Started
But
off
not that
quickly.
many, but he had a decent
Come right
amount.
out. They come right out. Damn, he's moving quick. What the fuck? What kind of shit is he on?
Speed.
It's a lot of nervous energy from Vlasov. That's what I'm seeing. Because he's just moving too fucking much.
Let's just hope he doesn't crash and burn.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Moving a
Yeah,
lot.
this is like when you take 5 hour energy and you still
He look
crash.
like he drunk 5 cups of coffee. The fuck is he moving so much? I see what he's
I
doing.
mean,
He want to pressure Joe. He want to make it physical with Joe because I guess he figured Joe not used to that. So I'm gonna bring the fight to him instead of letting him bring the fight to me. I
hey,
dig it.
but sometimes it's effective though. You remember that Japanese prospect that was coming up, ended up getting knocked out by like what was it his name? Like a Rodriguez or something.
Well, wait, what division was it?
I think it was like bantamweight. It was like this Japanese prospect, right? He was a southpaw, and it was like this Cuban dude or something, or like this like Dominican dude came in there just swinging, throwing wild, like the same like Vlasov starting crazy,
Yeah,
end
because
up knocking the guy out.
Vlasov is bugging me out right now. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You fighting like you got fleas in your trunks, bro. Chill out. I don't know what the fuck you doing. It's awkward as fuck though, but it's I see the method in his madness. I don't think he can maintain that for fucking 12 rounds, but let's see.
What was that Japanese prospect's name? Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
He got Joe boxing on the back foot now. He got Joe moving laterally. He's trying to pressure Joe. I didn't expect that. Oh, good body shot from Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah, you ahead of me by like 10, 20 seconds.
It's an interesting first round, but I think you got to give it to Vlasov, even though I didn't actually see Vlasov land anything, but I don't like. I don't know.
He might have landed a couple of jabs here and there.
It's a lot of weird movement from Vlasov. Like he moving like you mashing your hands on a controller during Street Fighter. Like when
You just start playing the game, so you just gotta just push all the buttons.
That's how he moving.
Like you ever played Taken? Like when you play with Eddie Gordo, you just mash X and circle over and over.
That's how he moving, yo. Ooh, he got off a good right hand there. Good right hand.
Mm.
I think he knows that he can't let Joe start coming forward on him. I think he knows that, and he's like, fuck, instead of waiting for you to come to me, I'm going to bring it to you. That's what I think.
Mm.
Fuck is this old lady on my screen, man? What fuck kind of commercial is this? Oh, all right. That was a commercial for some photo shit. All right.
Yeah, we got way different commercials because I'm actually watching this on
yeah,
cable.
it's like an old lady dancing in space on my commercial, man. It was a Cox commercial. Now it's a commercial for the playoffs. I'm going to say this. Vlasov had a better first round than I expected, but it's a lot of nervous energy from Vlasov because it was just a lot of pointless and awkward movement that I cannot reconcile. Like, I just don't know what the fuck it is you're trying to do.
It's trying to sound like Richard Harris or something.
I don't know. It's like he's moving in a way where he doesn't want to get hit, but he wants to still come forward or something. Like he can't really figure out what the fuck he's trying to do. Joe's struggling with it, though. He is struggling with it. But it's only the first round. Let's see what happens. Ooh, good right hand from Joe Smith.
Man, y'all ahead of me.
Big guy for light heavyweight, man. A real big guy. I'll tell you what, he doesn't look rusty. He doesn't really look rusty. He's been out for over a year. He ain't fought since November 2019, but he doesn't look rusty. And he's coming forward on Joe. Double up that jab, Joe.
I'm at 210. What you at?
207.
Okay, not that far. Oh, what was that? A slip? Okay.
No, he slipped. He slipped. He tried to go for an overhand right and slipped. He's getting touched. He's getting touched.
Yeah, he's getting his eyes red. Wait. Is that swelling or? Yeah, I think he got maybe head butted or maybe that's the right hand.
Nice right hand.
Woo!
Oh, he took that shot like a champ.
He took that shit though. Didn't phase
I feel like Negan when I say that.
Oh crap!
He took the shit.
Oh dang, he's already bleeding. This dude is peppering Joe Smith.
Yeah, because he's been touching him up this whole round.
I think he realized. I think he realized I don't have to hit him hard as long as I just keep landing. It's enough. Like as long as I touch him.
It's awkward as fuck though.
He's gonna hit him with the patty cake, patty cake, baker man.
He's making it a fight though.
I think Vlasov is gonna get knocked out, man. He's leaving a chin in the air.
That's my prediction. He gets knocked out, but I gotta give him. Ooh, good left hand.
I'm pretty sure everybody predicted that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this guy fight before?
Yeah, I seen him fight Chilemba. He's a weirdo. Fucking
So
weirdo.
was that Chilemba's last fight that we was talking about?
Isaac Chilemba, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was basically a fight we got robbed in.
I mean, Isaac is a handful for everybody that he fights. He's a guy who's hard to look good against.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Smith popping that jab now. What the intangible say? He has the best double jab or something like that.
Oh, nice right hand.
He's touching. Ooh, another good right hand.
Yeah, that was nice.
Tough shit.
Yeah, I think that's a Joe Smith round.
Better round for Joe Smith Jr., but he's struggling with that weirdo movement from this guy. Like the way this guy's moving, I don't really understand. Like what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like the fuck are you doing? It's definitely troubling Joe. The size, the movement. He moving like he got to go to the bathroom.
I mean, that's what really impressed me about Bivol, though. He took like a hard, clean shot from Joe Smith, and
yeah, but he got saved by the bell, bro. You got to be honest. That right hand connected at the end of the round, and he did get wobbled by that shit.
But he held on. He fought his way out a little bit because he held on for like a good little second. But you know, a lot of people probably went down. He caught him perfectly on the chin.
Damn, he ate that whole right hand on his face. Took that shit. Guy's durable. Showing some durability. I don't know how many more right hands like that he could take.
Yeah. Those shots square on the face, yeah, they can put you to sleep.
Still moving like he got to take a piss.
That's how they train. Like, don't let him go to the bathroom.
Word, right? Like, they gonna have shadow boxing while he got to pee. Oh shit!
I like what he's doing though. He's still keeping Joe off balance. Okay, Joe Smith.
Yeah, but he looks like he's off balance.
Joe Smith starting to tee off a little bit.
Good fight so far. Good fight.
What is that? 1-1.
I'd say so. Yeah, I give the first round of Vlasov, second round of Joe. Damn, it looked like a dick shot.
That's low blow. Jesus Christ.
That looked like a dick shot. He ain't even care. Little do you know I don't have a dick.
We drink vodka for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We need no kidney.
He's kind of physically out-muscled, Joe. And he's a big guy, so I mean, big guy. Oh, shit.
Good left uppercut by Vlasov, sorry.
Frustrating fucking guy.
Yeah.
He really does fight like he has to go to the bathroom. Like,
I mean, it's working though.
No,
Joe
it
Smith,
is. Like, it's effective. It's effective. It's fucking frustrating.
maybe Joe Smith has a habit of being a little bit of a slow starter, but he usually throwing a little bit more punches by the third.
I'm gonna say this. He's moving like that balloon in the car dealerships. That's what he looked like. That's what he looked like. Like that balloon shit with the long ass arms.
Yeah, Sergio Mora having an orgasm looking at this guy. Sergio Mora like, that's what I like to see. Oh, right hand by Vlasov.
Right hand from Smith.
Yeah. Oh, I saw what Joe Smith did. The referee was on the other side, so he decided to sneak in a low blow.
Little do you know I don't have a dick or balls. That is why I move so fast.
That dude came from the Hostel concentration camp. You remember Hostel, the movie?
Messy fucking fight, man. Messy fight.
Uppercut, right hand. Okay. I think I give this one to Vlasov, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's 2-1 Vlasov. 2-1 Vlasov.
Joe's frustrated.
But I think Vlasov's gonna turn it out soon.
What do you think about Joe Smith as far as his competition, like at light heavyweight? Because as soon as he went to far, he hasn't fought no scrubs really. Honestly,
Well, he has a great resume, bro. He got a great resume.
That's all he's been doing is fighting the best competition. Like I think there's probably at least one person, maybe you could say that he.
What was it? From Farah, Hopkins, Barrera, Bivol, fucking Alvarez, fucking
Hart.
And
are we forgetting somebody?
I feel like we forgetting somebody. It feel like we forgetting somebody.
Joe Smith, Albert. Oh, box red.
I'll tell you what, you gotta give it to Vlasov. He came to fight. He really came to fight. Confusing.
Okay, he fought one tomato can. It was a guy named Melvin Russell. So I don't know what I would consider Vlasov because I don't know he's ranked.
All hell, man. He's herky jerky as all hell.
Fighting with his hands down, you know, fighting from the hip. And he's eating these shots for Joe Smith throwing at him. Like because he's not really phasing him.
He fought at cruiserweight before, bro.
Oh, so this is not. Well, Joe Smith is really as a big light heavyweight, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's a big light heavyweight, but Vlasov came down from cruiser. He's a big guy for this division.
It ain't too many cruiserweights that can do that. You think? Is it?
Nah, it really ain't. That's probably why he's taking them punches so goddamn well.
Wasn't Garcia supposed to be like a heavyweight now or something?
Yeah, but that come on, that fucking dude, man. Like that dude it took him 2 years to make his heavyweight debut, I think. I kept hearing about this shit. I'm like, when is he gonna make his fucking debut? And didn't Matchroom sign him?
Oh, was Joe hurt there? Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh.
But yeah, it's Garcia. We need Joe Smith. Joe Smith.
Joe.
But he threw a low blow and followed up with a left hook.
Joe Smo. What is it, Joe Smith? It's Joe Smith, not Joe Smith.
But yeah, man, that boy Garcia, he didn't take that Usyk loss well. I'd say.
Nah, he did.
Yeah, I think he's chasing him up to heavyweight. He wants that rematch.
Is that what you think he's doing it for? I think he just doesn't. He just needs the money. He wants to.
Well, I mean,
it ain't.
Fucking Garcia, even though he look old as shit, that dude is young, bro. That dude is not even as old as Usyk.
Really?
Yeah, that dude is like he a young boy. Yeah. He just look old as shit. All right, Joe's starting to get off. Joe's starting to get off. I wonder how long this guy's gonna be able to keep up this pace, man. Because he is moving a lot for no
But I
fucking.
want to say another thing. I'm not trying to detract from the fight, but we probably gonna see that same weight from what's homeboy from the Mayweather gym, the cruiserweight that Dortico's knocked out.
Speedy?
Tabiti, yeah, we might see like another year before he gets up to heavyweight.
Tabiti ain't got enough power to campaign as a heavyweight, man. He just don't.
Wasn't it like a
throw
rumor
enough.
that he
The
is
other thing
going?
he don't throw enough. Like you can't go up there trying to be on that pure boxer shit. You got to throw, bro.
Mm,
You got to
right.
throw. That's why Dorticos did that shit to him, because it's like he characteristically don't throw a lot. He trying to be on some finesse shit. Like, you can't be on that shit at cruiserweight and heavyweight, bro. You got to throw.
Let me ask a question. We ain't really gonna see this no time soon, right? But what does it take for you to be a light heavyweight and decide, you know what, I'm gonna move up to heavyweight and become a champion? Because you ain't seeing that no more, really.
Not
So
these days. It's because the median height for a heavyweight these days is fucking 6'5". Them guys.
the median?
Look around, bro. Tony Yoka, Anthony Joshua, F.A. Ajagba, Arslan Bekmambetov, Joe. Look at the height on those guys. They're all about 6'5", 6'6".
That's a good. Wow, good point. Yeah, I thought it was something like 6'3" or 6'2" or something like that. But
bro, them cats is like at least 6'5". In today's heavyweight division, if you 6'2", you little.
good point. Because Povetkin is 6'2", ain't he?
Exactly. He's pressuring Joe.
Yeah, he's catching the. Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say he's catching these shots, but he is getting hit though. So I actually did give Joe Smith that last round.
Joe's having a hard time dealing with this.
Vlasov is doing well with his offense, but his defense ain't really there, and that's the problem. He said, "Why decide to block when I could throw another punch?"
Messy fight, very messy fight. I'm starting to wonder if Joe can knock this guy out.
I was just about to ask. You think this can go to decision?
Starting to wonder. It's getting harder and harder for Joe to land clean, and when he does, the guy takes the shot.
He's pushing Joe back, like he's messing up his momentum.
Yeah, because he's a big guy. He's physically strong guy.
That was a nice uppercut by Vlasov.
Ain't nobody interested in seeing Vlasov versus Better Beef, so we gotta rob this motherfucker. That's just what the fuck we gotta do. Nobody wanna see that shit.
I mean, to be fair though, he is getting hit a decent amount. Like, you know, I mean, he's taking it, but he's getting
Vlasov versus Better Beef for the fuck out of here, bro.
I mean, you don't think Beterbiev can knock him out? You think he gonna hit? You think Vlasov's gonna be?
He's just so fucking awkward. It's like,
didn't Beterbiev kind of duck Joe Smith like a while ago though?
I wouldn't say he ducked him. I don't think that's fair. I wouldn't say that's fair.
Because there's apparently a rumor that he's about to fight, but he pulled out or something.
Honest to God, that's the first I've heard of that. When did this take place?
It was like 2 or 3 years ago or something. It was like when he first came back from his layoff, and then it was like Joe Smith is eyeing Artur Beterbiev, and it was like, nope, like he guess it's not happening. So Joe Smith, I think, went to go fight somebody else, and then Artur Beterbiev was like, another layoff.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Because I think it was like the first fight.
He's backing Joe off and.
Ooh, uppercut.
Ooh, good uppercut.
Oh. Okay, Joe, I see you.
I mean, Joe.
But yeah, you remember Artur Beterbiev came back and he 12 round a guy because he was trying to get some rounds on his plate.
Bob says light heavyweight 5'10", 6'3", cruiserweight 5'10", 6'4". That sounds about right. 5'10".
Do we really? Honestly, light heavyweight is probably more than
I
5'10".
mean, I don't be seeing a lot of guys that's 5'10" at light heavyweight. Most of those guys are 6 feet and better. Think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the average height for heavyweight, I mean, light heavyweight would be kind of higher, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like I don't be seeing no 5'10" like who?
Like, like, I was about to say something stupid. Like, like, would you see, what's a 168 pounder that could compete at light heavyweight?
Benavidez, man. Benavidez. That motherfucker's like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, but
Callum Smith, that motherfucker's 6'4".
yeah, he should have went to heavyweight.
He's going to he's going to light heavyweight.
I mean, light heavyweight, because his big self.
He going to campaign there right now. He's not going back to super middleweight.
Yeah, I get it though, because he was supposed to go there like a year or two ago, but he wanted the Canelo fight, so I get it.
Says Smith Jr. is landing at 22% of his punches, Vlasov 18%. Well, because he's just moving a lot. He's not really doing a lot.
I mean, he managed to cut the guy. So
I'm not saying that he's not landing. I'm just saying
that. Oh no. I'm saying it from a perspective of strategy that Vlasov managed to cut the guy. So if he targets that left eye, he should be able to, cause Joe Smith some more frustration. Okay, Joe Smith throwing back. Vlasov not phased though at all.
At all. Good chin on this guy.
Very good.
A lot of other guys wouldn't have been able to take those shots.
I swear, if I have a prospect coming up, I'm gonna be like, and they want to develop their power, I'm gonna be like, hey, you got to work with Joe Smith building this factory, because you gotta what they call them staffing, them remedies. You got to get a staffing job at Joe Smith construction company. You want to build your power.
He's making Joe have to earn his fucking title, because he looked frustrated as shit, man.
Yeah.
Getting off good body shots. That was a sneaky little left hook to the body.
That looked kind of low to me, actually, but uppercut by Joe Smith, good one. Right hand. Oh, another uppercut. Okay, Vlasov kind of bleeding from the mouth now.
Punch him in his fucking mouth, man.
Okay. Oh, right hand.
Yeah, I don't think Vlasov can keep up this pace, man. He's been moving like a maniac for 6 fucking rounds. If he slows down, he's going to be hard to absorb those shots.
I mean, Alita Alvarez managed to go like 10, and he wasn't even moving that much.
That's true.
He's going to slow down, and then just makes it really easier to time him.
Joe better.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's hurt. He hurt Joe, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's making him have to earn these He's making him have to earn this fucking title, man. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect it to be this difficult.
Hey, you want to know who I actually found out it's actually not that bad on the back foot?
Who?
I just discovered Artur Beterbiev.
Really? How you figured out?
Okay. When I looked at the Vlasov fight, there were actually moments where he was like, okay, since you want to just, move around and tie me up, I'm going to have you chase after me. And he was actually not that bad. He was throwing overhand rights. He was angling out. He was like, oh, okay, I see you. He's actually not that bad, actually.
Oh, I got to watch that. Well, it's been well over a year since I've seen that fucking fight.
Yeah, they uploaded it to Top Rank, I think. So that's why I had checked it out again.
I gotta watch that shit again. Watch my man Vosdick get destroyed.
Well, bro, like I'm telling you, like I don't know if you read my comment. Like I really was picking Stevenson, because wasn't he getting dropped by Carpenti or whatever his name was?
Who, Vosdick?
Yeah, it was one guy he got dropped by.
Yeah. Let me see how they have the shit. They got Smith Jr. up
Oh, it's even. Okay.
Dead even.
So they had Vlasov winning the last 2 rounds.
Looks like he Vlasov just
Man.
hit left hook. Look like.
Oh, he caught him.
Ooh!
Yeah, okay.
Get him, Joe!
Oh, okay, his knees buckled. His knees is buckled.
Get at him, Joe! Get at him, Joe!
Oh, okay, he's holding
Let him
on.
Joe.
He's holding on. Okay, because that was a bunch of sweat that just flew off his face.
Uppercuts, Joe. Uppercuts. Don't sweep. Don't throw them sweeping hooks. Uppercuts. He's ducking down. Uppercut him. I think he's regained his faculties. I think he has. Survived the worst of the shit. Spent a lot of energy with that salvo. A lot of energy. Yeah, he's got his legs under him again. He ain't hurt no more. Tough fight, man. Tough fight. Hard fight for Joe. But he got off to a good start. Off to a good start in the 7th. Good body shots.
Has to keep landing those, man.
Yeah, that'll take the fucking fight out of this guy.
Oh,
Vlasov really ain't throwing that much. Ooh, good right hand. Vlasov really ain't throwing, bruh. Get
he
at
got
him.
time.
Oh, he's not throwing.
It's time for him to push the pace.
Get at this fucking guy, man. He's not really throwing anything. Get at him. The body, Joe. The body. The body. He's going to get under those sweeping hooks. Go to the body. Can't move that. Like, that's a Joe Smith Jr. round. Maybe the pace is finally starting to get the Vlasov. Maybe. Because he didn't throw much for a good portion of that 7th round.
My bad. I was trying to fix a fan.
Right now,
Yeah.
maybe it's Joe Smith Jr. up by a point. Still a close fight. Caught him with that left hook as he was coming forward. He kind of let him off the hook there. And he caught him right in the sweet spot. This guy's got a chin, man. All right, now he's just running. Now he's just running like, bro, you ain't even trying to throw nothing. You just hopping out the way and shit.
I'm at 245. Where you at?
240.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ahead. I'm
Yeah, Joe's
230.
picking it up now. Joe's picking it up now.
Yeah.
This dude threw like 8 jabs in succession.
Yeah. Come on, Vlad.
The crowd is
It's not
going
a
wild.
fucking wrestling match.
The crowd is going wild.
Yeah, see?
Oh. No, listen.
Vlasov's not really throwing with much intention. Trying to get out of the way of the shots. Putting stuff out there, but there's no intent behind it. All right, now he's fighting with some vigor. I just spoke.
Oh, okay. Joe Smith egging him on. He like, come on, hit me.
There you go. There you go. Target that midsection, Joe. That's how we got here. Target that midsection. That's how you get the fight out of this fucking guy.
Mm.
They did a good job closing that cut. There's no more blood coming out of that thing.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Uppercut. Okay. Vlasov starting to slip punches now.
Vlasov starting to gain some momentum.
Right. He's starting to slip punches for once.
A lot of uppercuts on the inside from Vlasov.
It's unanswered by Joe.
Yeah, he didn't do shit. Now he's trying now, but he's swinging wild, man. Go to the body, man. His body's there.
And I think that's why Bivol was such a good style matchup for him, because when he found out that, when Bivol would give him that range and he would swing wildly, he was up for the counter because he swing wild.
Ooh, good shot. Laying on the ropes. He looks like he's trying to set a trap, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Has Joe Smith ever knocked out somebody from the back foot? I don't think I've seen it yet, but
I've never seen that either. But it looked like he was laying on the ropes waiting to bait him into something. Get off those ropes, man.
You see Vlasov tried to shoulder roll that right hand and hit him with a right hand. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Still anybody's fight. Like I said, if we got to rob Vlasov, that's just what the fuck we got to do, though. Right? Because I'm not hyped to see Vlasov versus Beterbiev. I'm not interested in that shit.
Interested in what?
Next one. NHL returns to ESPN this fall. I don't really watch hockey, so. Fuck shit. It's way more of a fight than I expected it to be. I'll tell you that. I didn't think it was gonna last this long. I'm starting to wonder if he can put him away. Really am.
Yeah. Hey man, Sullivan Barrera put
This is the ninth. Fuck, man. You better figure something out. We're getting late into this fight.
Sullivan Barrera figured out the game plan. So, and it's not a knock to Sullivan Barrera, but he figured out the game plan. So maybe he just taking out a page of Barrera.
Get off those ropes, man. Oh shit.
Boy, Vlasov is hitting it with them combinations. He
is. Joe hasn't landed much of anything this whole round. We're 1 minute in.
There you go, Vlasov. Actually slipped the punches, man. Right hand. They exchange right hands, actually. Right hand over top. Vlasov countering Joe Smith now.
Vlasov's the ring general here, man.
Yeah, he is. He's controlling the pace of this fight.
It's not a good round for Joe.
You're walking down. You're getting walked down by Vlasov. Oh, a right hand.
Off, man. Like I don't see his punches like landing that much because it's so inaccurate.
I mean, yeah, but he is still landing though. He's landing
like
a lot more than Joe Smith. Joe Smith is.
Like the head, I'll give Vlasov credit. He's moving his head off a lot, man. But Joe needs to keep landing to the body. and take the air out of the tires.
Yeah, honestly, because trying to hit him on the head ain't working, man.
I wonder who Joe's trainer is.
Trying to hit this guy on the dome ain't working, man. Target that midsection. Can't move that off the line. Jab to the solar plexus.
Man, Joe's in trouble, man. He got
Not
hit,
looking-
Man, but I saw hitting it with the combinations. You ain't see no combinations
Not
like this.
looking good
Oh,
for Joe.
he's hurt. He's hurt. Look, okay, maybe not hurt, but he's a little dazed a little bit.
Either way, he's fucking losing this round. Not looking good for Joe. He better figure it out. He's only got 3 more like it.
Man, Vlasov is styling on Joe right now.
He is like a low key, like like
He threw like a combination. I was like, I didn't expect to see from him. I was just like, that was a pinpoint. Yeah, Joe Smith is frustrated, man.
yeah, he's very frustrated. Very frustrated. This is not the fight he expected. I gotta say, this guy's been out for a while, but he looks sharp, or about as sharp as he can look.
They playing that Matumbo commercial again. That dude just smacked the G out of Geico.
Joe's gonna need a strong 10th round because this is not looking good. The way this fight is going, it's not looking good, bro.
Could he win if he wins the next 2?
Huh?
Could he win if he wins the next 2?
But he needs them. He needs them. Like, he needs those rounds. That was, what is it? This the 10th coming up. He's got 3 more rounds to go. He needs every single one of them.
Yeah, man. Joe Smith got to pull a rabbit out of the hat, man. Well,
Yeah.
not really, but
We're gonna need a hat trick because it hasn't been looking good the last 2 rounds.
yeah, and he's boxing now. Vlasov still pushing him back, or maybe that's just Joe on his own accord, just starting to move it back.
Vlasov's bullying him, man. He's bullying him. Yeah, they got Vlasov up by a point. Ward's got him up by a point. He's got to show more because right now he's getting outworked and he's getting pushed around the ring, and we're about 1 minute into the 10th. He looks tired. Fucking Vlasov could do this for another 10 rounds. Fucking guy, man. Gonna fuck up my night. Joe's not throwing much of anything.
He just cannot find his range, man.
Can't. He's getting hit with clean shots. I mean, if Vlasov doesn't make a mistake, he could cruise to a decision at this point. Because he's going to have to make a mistake at this point. I don't see Joe doing shit.
Nah, man.
Big moment for Joe. Big moment. Is he going to let it slip away? Is that what's going to happen?
We could be in for an upset.
Yeah, yeah. The one time that I decided to go with Joe,
Oh, man.
fuck me.
Oh, Joe throwing back, but still. It's running out of gas.
Trying to go hell for
Ran out of
leather,
gas.
but there's just not a lot on those shots, man.
No, it's not. There's no mustard on it.
Fucking Vlasov looked like it's round 3. Just ate a right hand, but it didn't bother him. Come on, Joe. Figure it out, Joe. Figure it out. Joe don't got no answers for this fucking guy, man. I think he's giving away too many rounds. Wait a minute. Looked like he connected with a right hand that sent Vlasov back, but Vlasov's still coming forward, so.
Yeah.
He's got 2 rounds to get it done, and I'm not a believer in miracles and shit like that. He's got 2 fucking rounds to get it done.
He's got to throw some combination to make it look good, man, and clean it up. Otherwise, he's probably,
This
probably,
fight's
I don't know.
the fight's getting away from him, bro. Fight's getting away
They,
from
they,
him.
like they might just fucking like fuck over Vlasov for this,
Maybe. But I mean, right now, if the next 2 rounds look like this round looked,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Right, let's see what happens in the 11th. He's only got 2 rounds to figure this guy out, and it's not looking encouraging. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come forward, Joe. You got 2 rounds to be a world champion. You got 2 rounds. 6 minutes. And you need every single one of those 6 minutes. Good body shot. Should have been throwing more of those the last round.
Exactly.
Good shots. Good hit shots. Come on, break him up, Rev. See, he needs to throw those lead hooks to the body. He tries for the head, and they just end up in a clinch, or he ends up ducking under the hook. So if you're going to throw the lead hook, throw it to the body.
Yeah, he's just too much of a headhunter.
Still a better round for Smith Jr. Still a better round, but...
Yeah, he could still win this one, just have to keep up the activity, Make it look good in front of the judges, clean it up.
Come on, Smith. Come on. Come on, break this shit up, ref. That's what I'm talking about. Throw lead hooks to the body. Fucking lead hooks to the head. He's getting right under all of those shits. If you're going to dive into the hook, don't go for the body. It's hard for him to move it out the way.
Oh, good right hand.
Good right hand. Good body shot. Good body shot. Break them up, ref. Why do you let these guys go for it? See, that's the problem. You try for the 1-2. Oh, all right, all right. Yeah. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. He's hurt, Joe.
Roll them uppercuts. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go, Joe. Oh, he's down.
Joe.
He's down. Oh, wait, what?
Joe. Pick your spots.
Wait, hold on. Did he just wave that off? I thought he rolled it a slip. Like, what?
What's he giving?
Rabbit punch.
Low?
There's a rabbit punch.
Oh, rabbit punch. Fucking hell. This guy gets deducted a point.
This was frustrating, man. Frustrating to watch.
And you know this is giving him time to rest.
Oh, yeah. Who's that going ape shit?
That's fucking Joe DeGuardia. That's Joe DeGuardia. That's his co-promoter. That's Joe's co-promoter.
Oh, I see why. Yeah, I can see why he's upset.
Get at him, Joe. Get at him.
Round's over.
It's still a Joe Smith Jr. round.
Yeah, I give him that round.
Now I'm gonna say this much: he picks up this next round, top rank. The judges will give him the fight.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
think
to pick
so.
up the next round. If he picks up this next round, I can see the judges giving him the fight. It'll be tight. Some people won't like it, but I can see him getting the decision if he picks up the next round. He's got to pick it up, and he's got to make it clear and concise.
Exactly. Don't leave no doubt to the judges.
You know, they're not going to fucking do Vlasov any favors. So, I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, man. He's a Russian in America. You know how they do here.
Exactly. I mean, real shit, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's see. Let's see it. Let's see
All
it.
right. Start of the last round. Here we go.
Come on, Joe. Drop this bastard. Drop this son of a bitch. For real this time. Get at him, Joe. Uppercuts, Joe. Uppercuts. Lead hooks to the body and uppercuts to the head. Hey, a good right hand. Come on with the sweeping hooks, bro. Uppercut, hooks to the body.
There we go.
There it is. There it is. Good body shot. Good body shot.
Oh, good one. That one slipped through.
Good shot. And this son of a bitch has a chin.
Yeah, man.
See, Joe keeps trying for the straight. Hooks to the body. Forget about the straight. He's been getting out of the way of those all night. Good uppercut. Good uppercut.
Oh.
Good shit. Good shit. Good shit, Joe. Don't lay off. Don't lay off. There's only a few more seconds left. Don't lay off.
60 seconds left.
So far, it's been a Smith round. So far.
Yeah.
And they had Smith up by a point at the top of this round. At least Andre Ward did. He's got Smith up by a point.
It seemed all Vlasov is doing to smother his offense is just holding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Good shot.
God, he's. I don't know why he's in the ropes. Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, are you setting a trap? Like, why are you laying on the ropes, bro?
You trying to rope a dope or what? Like, come on, dog. You got to pivot away from that area.
Spin off the ropes, Joe. Don't fucking lay there. You're not the
It was a
kind
dog
of guy
fight.
that sets traps.
Yeah. But that was a brutal dog fight, man.
That was a fucking dog fight, bro. I think he did enough, though. I honestly think he did enough. I'm not being generous. I think he did enough.
I think he ushered out, man.
I think that the last two rounds, or at least to me, he picked up those last two rounds. I can't remember the 10th. I think he didn't look good in the 10th. But
No, he did not look
the
good in the
last two
10th.
rounds for me.
Yeah. I think he got the 2 rounds. I think the refs. I mean, the judge is definitely going to give him this one. I look at Vlasov's face, and it's like they're going to look at him and it's like, okay, yeah, that dude took a lot of punishment. So we're just going to give it to him because it's more plausible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and this versus Lipinets is about to start, and we're here waiting for the results of the judges' scorecards.
Oh, so Lipinets is about to start right now?
Yeah. They're announcing the names right now. They're in the ring.
All right. Well, I don't think that fight's gonna go the fucking distance. I'm surprised this one did. I underestimated Vlasov. I didn't think that a guy who hasn't fought in a year would be able to take that many hard shots.
Yeah, I mean, he was a cruiserweight. I mean, when you go back down and win, I mean, you can still like hold. You know, what I mean, you got a good chin.
Yeah,
But-
no. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to reconcile it. The fucking guy is a cruiserweight. He fought at cruiserweight.
His size was a problem for Joe Smith, man. He was in the center of the ring, basically pushing him off, you know, and basically just making him uncomfortable with the jab also and the head movement.
And it was the herky jerky movements also that stopped Joe from getting off a lot of money punches, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
he was staying off the line a lot, being real herky jerky, being real awkward.
Yeah, he really made Joe Smith look very, you know, off balance there, you know. Well, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Why the fuck am I looking at a DraftKings commercial? What the fuck? Let's get the decision.
Unbelievable, man. I'm seeing a fucking leaf blower and shit, like some Home Depot shit.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
what the fuck?
Ring, I was saying, my bad, I had to mute my TV. I was saying put me from backstage for like the last 3 rounds.
Bro, man, listen, my eyes was glued to the screen, bro. Ivan, I've got Joe Smith Jr. picking up the last 2 rounds. I feel like Vlasov picked up the 10th. I'm not sure, but I feel like he picked up the 10th. I'll say if Joe picked up the last 2 rounds, which I think he did, he's up by a point.
All right, round 1 for looking at
yeah, that's a good way to put it, because after a while, honestly, I stopped scoring. It was just it was funny watching Joe get beat up for a little minute. But what I'm about to say, yeah, it might be a draw. Well, Joe got the home field advantage, so it might be a majority decision for Joe.
I mean, come on, man.
Majority decision. I think I said it right. Majority decision.
Yeah. This is boxing, man.
Like, what the
That's
fuck
what
is
they
going
do.
on here?
Has the Lipinets fight started yet? Because they take it too long.
It's about to start.
Yeah, they take.
Actually, it might be underway right now.
No, it is happening right now. That's like almost 2 minutes in. Almost a minute in.
How the fuck do they go into this commercial?
They're taking too long.
Long-ass commercials. What the fuck?
Well, just tell me the decision. I'm about to turn Lipinets.
SSB draw is more likely.
What do you think Anderson's style, Ring IQ?
I like it. I just don't think it's. I think he looks good against who he's been fighting, so I don't think anything of it. Unless you're fighting people, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Ponomarev looked good against guys until he fought people. I like his power. I like his switch hitting. I like his dimensions for the weight, but I don't see nothing to write home about yet. Now, when you start beating up people that are worth remembering, then we can talk.
Well, I'd say Lipinets is a worthy guy. I mean, I don't know who he's beating at welterweight just yet, but
Joe DeGuardi is getting ready to fucking complain. Let's see. All right, come on, man. Let's just give Joe this belt, all right? Let's give Joe this belt because this fucking guy's a cruiserweight and everybody knows it.
Oh, okay. Lipinets came to fight. He's trying to throw. Oh, okay. And Ryan is landing some good counter punches. That first round, I didn't see the whole thing, so I don't know who did I give it to.
Oh shit, this is fucking nerve-wracking.
Well, what happened?
Joe Smith Jr. is the winner. Majority decision. You was right.
Yep, I was right.
Hey man,
Majority
that's
decision.
it. We gotta fucking rob this guy. That's what the fuck we gotta do, battle.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see
Dude,
him. I want to
battle.
see him for the third. But like, come on, man. Like that did not make him look.
Man.
No, I mean,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I could see where Vlasov would have won, but it's just that I don't expect the judges to do him any favors. The same way I wouldn't expect the judges to do Smith any favors if the fight was in Russia. It's just the way it is. That if the round is close enough that it could have gone to both guys, they're gonna give it to the home fighter. And there was at least one round like that.
how do you feel? Okay. How did you previously feel about Austin Trout, Ring?
What do you mean in the Canelo fight?
Just him and his competition, and not now, but like when he was like active.
When I saw the Canelo fight, I honestly wasn't screaming robbery. Honest to God, I wasn't. Maybe
Well,
because
I asked that. Go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say maybe it's because see, even then, when he fought Trout, when he fought Lara, I always felt like, yo, dog, like you gotta do more. You think you're gonna get by off of this I don't know this shit. It's not gonna work, bro. You gotta take the fight to him. And if you're not
Exactly, the reason I asked that question because almost every time you hear this guy in the fight interviews, he's always like, I should have got a decision. I'm like, bro, you didn't do it, bro. Like, why do you feel okay? If people got a history of robbing you, why do you think they're gonna do you any favors? Like
I
what you
don't
said,
know, like I don't like I
like I never understand fighters like that. Like,
no,
here's the
remember
thing.
battle, remember, this was during the Mayweather era. So these guys are telling themselves that I should be getting the consideration that Mayweather gets for his defense, but you're not as good defensively as Mayweather.
Right.
The way Mayweather did it, you had to give him that way. It's like, okay, well, neither one of you two guys landed punches, very many punches in this round, but Mayweather was clearly making you miss where you were trying. So we got to give that to him. I remember in that era, there was a lot of that. And it's like, bro, you're not Mayweather, so stop it. You got to take the fight to Canelo. If you're fighting Canelo, you have to take the fight to him. I felt that way in the Trout fight. I felt that way in the Lara fight. That, bro, did you come here to roll punches and get out of the way of punches, or did you come here to win?
Yeah, and this as how do I put this? As slick and troubling as Trout is, he is pretty slow. So if you're not, landing those eye catching combinations, a lot of times you're probably just not going to do it for the judges, bro. And I can't stand fighters like that. Even Adrian Granados somewhat knows that he has to go all out in these fights, and he's been robbed a dozen times. So Adrian Granado gets that before you do.
I agree with that too. I agree with that. And I got a lot of respect for those guys that get out there and they know that, which is why I'm a big fan of Derek Chisora, because you don't have to tell him to throw. He's going to fucking throw. You don't have to tell him to do it. He's going to do it.
Let me ask you another question.
And it's not the funny shit is Trout is a good boxer. Like, even though, yeah, he got a lot of losses and shit like that, he's still a good boxer. Like he's good. It's just he's an almost guy. Like, yo, you almost got, bro. You don't do enough. You don't do
I got
enough.
another one though. Do you think Granados beat Sean Porter? Because I think he did.
No.
Really? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think he beat Sean Porter and Adrian Broner, actually.
I don't think that. I'm gonna say.
You don't think he beat Adrian Broner?
Let me say this shit. The reason that you might have felt that way is because it's weird to see somebody backing up Sean. That's why you saying that. At least that's the feeling I got. That, like, I remember that fight, and I'm like, wow, Granados ain't even a real welterweight, and he backing up Sean. That's
well. I also was saying, like, I think I was scoring that fight, but I can't remember my scorecard. But I was like, I had Granados winning both the Broner and the Sean Porter fight. Actually,
I'm gonna tell you what though. That's why I be saying that, and I don't got nothing against Sean, but that's why I be saying Sean can't punch, because that's the same fucking Granados that Diaz dropped 2 times at 140. That's the same Granados.
I mean, Granados has always been dropped though. I don't think, like, if you're being completely honest, I don't think
he get dropped with Sean. Sean
yeah,
ain't dropped him.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. He was getting dropped at 140. So I think the thing is I don't think people was expecting him to get stopped by Danny Garcia. Actually, like I don't think that was what people was expecting because he gave.
I was expecting that. Like that shit. I've been said that. Like he going like Danny. He ain't. It ain't gonna be hard because Adrian gonna stand in front of him, and Danny ain't gonna have to look hard to find him. With Sean, it's weird because it's like, Granados is coming forward. You coming forward. You got a tendency to smother your work. You're not gonna knock this guy out, bro. You're not gonna give yourself enough space. That's always been his problem.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not gonna give
Yeah,
yourself
the
enough
guy was
space.
always deceptive. The guy was always deceptively long.
He's so fucking focused on getting close to the dude that it's like, well, you don't have no room to throw nothing, bro. Like you right on top of the dude.
Yeah, he was pretty awkward. That was his game plan. But yeah, let's talk about Ennis though. How you think he looking right now?
I'm smoking a fucking cigarette right now. I ain't even watching the fight right now.
Well, I mean to be honest, Ennis looking pretty good right now. He's getting hit a little bit, but he's rolling the shots. He's the hype. It's round 3, and I gave him the last round number 2. And yeah, he's picking up. He's picking apart Lipinez right now. Actually,
Lipinets is a come forward dude, bro. That's what he do.
but here's the thing though. Lipinez is he's hurt. He's hurt. Okay, yeah, but Lipinez is actually really throwing. Like he's throwing with like intensity too. Like it's almost like you can feel the intensity of his shots.
Listen, Lipinets is too fucking small for welterweight, bro. Nobody is saying how well. He's too small for welterweight.
Yeah, he did. It's like he got into 147 by accident.
That dude should have. No, he should have stayed at 40. Dude, too. He don't got the size for that division, man. And fucking.
Yeah, but it's almost like once he decided that he wasn't going to fight Crawford, then he was like, okay, well, no more 140 for me. I was
that
like,
should have been. But see, that was fucking stupid because he didn't move up after Crawford. He stayed and he became a champion.
he did.
Yeah,
I must
man,
have
that's
forgot.
who he won the IBF from.
Oh yeah, you right about that. Rocky did fight one time at 140 and then moved up to 147.
Yeah, that's who he won the IBF from. He went to 40. He fought Lipinets. He won the belt. Then he went back down. He threw the belt in the air, went back down, and fought for the IBF at 35 against Easter.
You right about that? I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, Lipinets. He got knocked down in that fight too against Mikey.
Yeah,
it was something. Yeah, but basically Lipinet's getting pieced up kind of right now. He is really like he's trying though. He is really throwing.
I wonder who they're gonna put in there with Ennis after this.
I really want to see him just I don't know. I just want to see him fight somebody good like right now. Like I'm not talking about like Lipinets is bad. Not at all. I just want to see him against somebody like a.
I'll say this: you and I feel the same way that Lipin, like when they announced this fight, I'm like, oh, it's alright, but I don't for a second think Lipinets has an out in this fight. Like, nah, he ain't gonna win this shit. At best, he can make a fight of it in spots, but nah, he ain't. I don't give Lipinets no shot to win this fight.
It's at that point now when you above 20 fights. I'm impatient with you now. Let's just get it on.
I agree with that because that's me. Like, yo, you got 26 fights? Shit.
And I just get really impatient very quickly. I just don't want you to be prospects forever. Like, why not just take the shot? But he's doing good though. He's being Jerron Ennis. He's switching. He's dropping off on a dime. He's angling himself out. He's rolling shots. He just came in with a straight left, and he's hitting hard. There's a bunch of sweat flow up Lipinet's face. Okay, right hook to the head. That was kind of low, but Jerron Ennis is picking it up a little bit with his punch rate. He got on the Gator colors. No, that's teal. But yeah, man, Jerron Ennis is punching hard, man. I like to see him in there with the lines at 147, man.
I'm
We
saying.
already know Keith ain't go. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's a knockdown. Oh, it counted as a knockdown. Okay. Yeah, I think Lipinez that was counted as a knockdown. It was kind of like a slip slash hit. But yeah. Okay. Jerron Ennis going for broke now. Okay. He's rolling these shots pretty well now, and he's hitting hard too. Left to the sternum, right jab. He's hitting with some nasty uppercuts and right hooks right now.
Mm.
And Lipinez look kind of hurt. Okay, I think he's recovered. Oh, man, he's getting these some nasty right hooks he's getting.
Mm.
But I like what I see with him drawing. He's doing good.
My problem with Jerron Ennis is he looked good against guys that he's supposed to look good against.
James Jackson said he's going to have a shallow record. Josh Nelson could see Vlasov winning by a round, a little more than Joe. That being said, I think Joe was getting him out of there before the rabbit punch. Probably.
Good uppercut, good right hand.
Mm.
He's sharp. I mean, it's like I like what I see from him. It's just it's always in. I don't want to put it like that. Like I don't want to be impatient with him, but it's like, hey, you got 26 fights. It's a lot of fights.
Yeah, yeah. We was having a conversation. We was having a conversation on Black and Brown, and there was swearing up and down that Virgil Ortiz is ready for Crawford, and I put it like this. Now I was like, at first I was like, nah, he's not ready for Crawford, right? And it was like, what do you mean? His competition's been good. So I was like, I put it like this. Yes, he's ready for a title shot. He's ready to fight the top guys, right? And if you want to put him in there, it's not that it's a bad thing to do that. It's just that I don't think he would likely beat him. But is he ready for a fight with Crawford? Yes, but he's ready for a fight with a guy like Crawford, but he
He's
wouldn't
ready
win.
for the
That's my
fight.
thing.
He's ready for the fight, bro, but he's not ready to win the fight.
There we go. There we go. You put it way better than I put it.
I know, because I dig what you're saying, that it's like, well, you at the level where that's the kind of fight that you should be having. Like, you at that level, but you're not at a level where I think you're going to beat Crawford. I don't see that.
If Maurice Hooker is piecing you up a little bit, like
Look, if Maurice wouldn't have broken his hand, I'm not saying he was going to knock out Virgil. I don't mean that. I'm just saying that up until that point, yo, that shit was a fight, bro. That shit was a fight.
and Hooker doesn't throw that much.
Nah, that's not true. Hooker throw a lot. What the fuck is you talking about?
Not really.
Yeah,
I mean,
boy, you watch the Terry Flanagan fight. You watch the fucking fight.
Come on, the Terry Flanagan. Okay, so do you think his punch output was up to par when he fought Jose Ramirez? Because it really wasn't. He was throwing a decent bit.
The only time I seen Maurice Hooker that he wasn't throwing that much was the LePierre fight, and it looked like Hooker was sick or some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him in that fight.
Yeah, I remember, but
that's the only fight I seen where he wasn't really throwing. That's it.
I mean, here's the thing, right? When I saw him fight Orozco, I think I was watching that with a friend. He wasn't throwing nearly enough. Then that's how he got hurt early. He got hurt. He got put on the ropes, and then eventually he started throwing. He started teeing off, and that's how he had hurt Orozco and end up. I think he stopped him.
Like you seen the South.
Oh, that was a low blow. Ooh, that was a nice low blow.
You seen the Salcedo fight, right?
Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah. And no, I'm sorry, I got that confused. He fought Salcedo. That's was that Abel Sanchez guy? I
believe so. I believe so.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got that confused. He was fighting Salcedo, and he got hurt early. I never forget. Was Errol Spencer that fight, right? No, it was Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, I think, was at that fight, and basically, I was like, "Yo, Hooker, he ain't throwing nearly enough as he used to." and that's when he started teeing off. When he fought Jose Ramirez, he wasn't throwing nearly enough, in my opinion. He was fighting a little too timid, and that's how he got hurt. But yeah, he was scrapping a little bit when it came to Virgil Ortiz, man. But you're not gonna convince me Virgil Ortiz has just showed the world that he's ready for Crawford as far as stylistically,
not with that fight. Not with that fight. No. Like
or
I
the
said,
others.
to me, and I'm not saying that he was gonna lose. I'm not saying he was gonna get knocked out. I'm just saying that up until the point that Maurice broke his hand, that shit was a fight. It wasn't like, oh yeah, Maurice is just getting his ass beat. No, it was a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't like he was just defending Hooker's jab so effectively. Like it was just like Hooker couldn't keep him off. Like somewhat he couldn't keep him off, but he still was getting hit.
I'll say this much. He's ready to fight top 10 contenders. He's ready to fight top 5 guys, but I don't think he's ready to become a champion yet.
Yeah, he's ready to he's ready to be fighting at that top level. He's ready to challenge himself, and he should be fighting these top quality guys because I mean, looking at Virgil Ortiz's personality, his management, that's the way he wants to go. He wants to get that title, be the man in the division. So it's no point to be to go backwards. It just doesn't seem
Like
doesn't
for
seem
what?
right.
At this point, for what? I wouldn't mind seeing Ortiz versus Avanesian. I'll take it. I think he could beat Avanesian.
Yeah, yeah, he could definitely beat Avanesian. Avanesian would give him he would give him a good fight somewhat. Avanesian's a switch hitter, so it could be somewhat of an interesting fight.
He punched the shit out of him right in the fucking dick.
Yeah, the Lipinets ain't taking the. Oh, that was a low blow. Jesus, I'm seeing a lot of low blows tonight. But
Man, he fucking punched him right in the fucking dick.
I'm seeing a lot of low blows tonight. This is not the first fight I've seen like a lot of low. Oh, okay, he's piecing them up a little bit, but this is not the first fight I've seen with a lot of low blows. Man, Lipinets does not know how to match, man. What has he got on?
Wearing some old weird ass colors, man.
There's no pink in his trunk.
Kazakhstan flag and a Russian flag on his shit.
Yeah, he on his megalobox type stuff. Boots versus Ortiz. I know Barry. That's the fight we've been calling for, but we're probably never gonna get it.
No, we're not gonna get that fight, man. Come on now. There's no sense in being stupid about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no sense in hoping for that shit. Like, that shit is not gonna happen right now.
Yeah, man. Like I just risk like when was the last I'd say like American prospect on prospect fight that we've seen? Because we have many?
Do that on this side of the pond, and that's the problem. We don't do that on this side of the pond.
We need it like a lot more.
We need to, but we don't do that. Shit, Ryan Garcia acting like his career gonna end if he fight Devin.
Oh, he's down. That was nasty. That was nasty. He caught him as he was exiting out. Okay, that was a good win.
And I'll tell you something. Garcia better be careful with Javier Fortuna. You better be fucking careful. That dude.
Yeah, that's if Javier Fortuna don't flop. I'm just joking. But go ahead.
I'm being honest. That ain't Luke Campbell. I don't got nothing against Luke, but that dude ain't coming for no fucking finesse fight. He ain't gonna sit there fencing jabs with you. That dude is gonna.
Well, he's gonna make it ugly. Yes, he's gonna make it ugly. Yeah, he likes to. He's one of those dipping fighters I call. Like they just like to put their head low. He'd be like, "Oh, okay, easy target, boom." Like throw like a wild shot coming
look
from.
For the uppercut. Don't look for no left. I don't think he'll catch him with a hook. You better hope to catch him with an uppercut as he's dipping down to come in.
I mean, he likes to throw that overhand left a lot. So that's a good one. That's a good because Ryan Garcia likes to stand straight up.
with his fucking chin in the air.
I
I don't know why he does that shit. Like,
I think he tries to somewhat do like a Philly shell type deal going on.
well, what it is,
Where
what
he
it is,
presents a
probably
target.
that he's used to being the taller fighter because he is tall for lightweight. He is tall for lightweight, and he's
Hmm.
probably used to just having to lean back a little bit to roll a punch off the shoulder. With Luke, it was different because, well, Luke is just as tall as you. He don't got to be all up on you to hit you with some shit.
The person that beats Ryan Garcia is the guy who makes him fight low, and that's a decent amount. Wait, let me see that back. Not a decent amount. There's a couple of people that can do that. Devin Haney, uh, Tiafimo somewhat. Tiafimo doesn't fight that low, but he can make him fight low. And
I ain't
Javante Davis, because Javante Davis is just
The
short.
shit is, do you know how? Like, he's not gonna fight Teofimo, bro.
Of course not. He's not gonna fight Tank or Devin either.
Yeah, he's not
Even
gonna.
though
Those,
even
I'll
though
be
Devin is
surprised if
technically
any of them fucking fights happen.
yeah, even though he's technically the mandatory for Devin as far as the WBC is concerned. But
Nah, knocked out this motherfucker.
you gonna stay for the post fight interview?
Not really. I know what he gonna say. I want fucking Crawford. I want Ortiz. Why you don't want Spence, man? Want Spence, bro?
That's the easier fight to make, right?
Ain't it? Ain't
Yeah,
that the fucking
yeah,
rationale? Ain't that the reasoning? Want Spence, bro?
yeah. Don't call out
Don't try to
Keith.
fool me with the stupid shit. You calling out
Right, right.
Keith Crawford could do it. Bro, Crawford ain't over there. So why don't we just stop this?
But even then, is that fight likely to happen either? Because
Oh, come on. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, I'm tired of the goofy shit that's happening in this part of the world. Like, yo, do these guys want these fights or not? Because a lot of this shit is stupid. If you fighting on Showtime on PBC cards, then Spence, and it's not me saying that I don't want him to get the Crawford fight. It's me saying that I know it won't happen. So why are we wasting time on that?
no, I want to talk about Crawford.
No, I'm saying I read an article earlier, right? Ennis was like, yo, anything Crawford could do, I could do better. That's what he said. And I'm like, oh, I already see what's happening here. They telling you to say that shit. They telling you to say that shit. Because they fucking know that fight ain't gonna happen. You know that fight ain't gonna happen. Then it's gonna be on some old Crawford don't want Ennis. Like, bro, what the fuck did you fight that he should want? Like, come on, man. Like, just stop the board. That's what's gonna happen. Watch.
I don't got time for these games, man. You're not fighting near enough to where it's just gonna be your name constantly in the spotlight. Let me see what he said. I'm about to mute myself.
Yeah, I'm about to end the live. I'm fucking exhausted. Always a pleasure, Battle. Always a pleasure, Virtuoso. I'm old and I need sleep.
Have a
All
good
right, bro.
night.
You take care.
All right.
Peace out.